Hi there folks, and welcome to RRTV for tonight's broadcast of the SEK Queensland GT3 GT series. And tonight we are coming to you from Twin Ring Motegi for a 3.5 hour enduro. But before we get into it, I'd just like to thank our sponsors, iRace for Fun powered by Pagnian, Next Level Racing, RRTV and the Race Centre, as well as iRacing. So welcome along, Adrian. We're just getting into having a look at Twin Ring Motegi. Have you had a drive around here?
Yeah, I have, Benny. It's not a bad track. I don't mind it. It's actually quite fun to drive around.
Yeah, it is a pretty good track, and it's got a lot of different challenging corners to it, I guess, which we'll have a look at in a moment. And I'm glad they're running the Grand Prix layout, because the short layout's quite a handful.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Okay, so we'll have a look at our team championships as they stand after 2 rounds. So we've got Direct Clutch Motorsports, number 114, out in front at the moment, with 2 wins under their belt, and they're leading with 65 points. Rothmans GT is in second at the moment. They've had 1 pole. They've got a bonus of 5 points, total of 60 points. Element Motorsports, number 111. Again, 1 pole for this team, 5 bonus points, 53.5 points they're on. Just holding out in 4th place, TD Racing 727 BMW on 53 points. In 5th, Evolution Racing Australia GT1 in the McLaren on 53 points. 6th, Evolution Racing Australia GT2 team in their McLaren on 49.5 points. In 7th is the SEK Queensland IRFF Racing number 46, Rough, on 42.5 points. In 8th, Blackadder Motorsport 67 in a BMW on 41.5 points. In 9th, Next Level Racing number 17 in a BMW, 40.5 points. And rounding out the top 10 is Blackadder Motorsport number 66 in a BMW on 32 points. So Adrian, it looks like at the moment the Roughs seem to be dominating this series.
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it, Bernie? So it looks like the old Roughs are the one to have. You know, this could be just this season, this round of season through iRacing. It may change next season through iRacing online stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And I was having a look on Facebook today, and I noticed they had new renderings of the Aston Martin released from iRacing.
Yeah, Benny, I believe it's going to be the GT1 car. So it looks like they may pull out the Aston Martin to be a GT1 car to start with, just to compete with the Corvette in that series.
Well, that would definitely liven up that series, wouldn't it, having 2 cars out there battling it out. But having a look at our track tonight, folks, the track length is 4.8 kilometres. The race distance tonight, they're going to be racing for 3.5 hours tonight. Pit stops, I'd probably expect 3. Do you know anything other than that, Adrian? Do you know if it'll be 3 or what are the teams thinking?
Definitely 3, Bernie. You know, you've got a half an hour there, so some teams will probably just go in for a splash and dash at the end. So definitely 3 tonight.
Okay, so it'll be 3 with the splash and dash. Incident limit tonight's rather interesting. 53 incident points tonight. So if they exceed that, they will be disqualified. Drivers required looks like between 1 to 3. Most teams I think are going to run 2, but we'll see how that goes. This type of start tonight is a rolling start, so we normally are getting used to that in this series. Having a look at the weather at the moment, air temp out there's quite cool, 23 degrees Celsius with a track temp of 38 degrees Celsius. Winds easterly with gusting up to 22 kilometres an hour, so they're going to get a bit of a crosswind tonight, Adrian.
Yeah, that's going to sort of help in one way or a form, but it's going to be a hindrance in another, isn't it, Bernie?
Yeah, well, it certainly is, and we'll see how the guys go. They're just going out to start their qualifying, and we'll cut to live pictures shortly. Having a look a bit closer at this track, we touched on it a bit earlier. Adrian and myself both like this track. It's quite challenging. It's got some, if you look at the start, going into turn 1, 2, hairpins, fairly tight. It's really treated as 2 corners. They'll have a passing opportunity from the start line all the way down to corner 3. The straight into corner 5 is another good spot to watch. Through 6, 7 and 8, it's not really a passing opportunity through there, but quite entertaining to watch the cars take those S's. Coming into turn 9, look for cars diving in to the hairpin there if they're game. Again on turn 10 and down to turn 11. So, yeah, so that's Twin Motegi. Anything to add to that, Adrian?
No, I think you do quite a fantastic job there, letting the viewers know how this track is. I like it, Bernie. It's such high speed too in it. It is very high speed track. So and then you've got really slow corners as well. So it's got a bit of everything in this track, I think, Bernie.
Yeah, it certainly has, and this track also does night racing, which I must say is quite a challenge in a GT3 car doing night racing around here.
Yeah, it would be, Bernie. But once again, once you know the track, I think it's quite easy track to remember. It's not one of the hardest to remember, but yeah, just an awesome track and an awesome layout for me. I do love this track, so I'm a little bit biased, I suppose, in the fact, but I've not actually raced on here yet, Bernie, which is a shame.
Oh, you'll definitely have to have a go around here, Adrian. It's quite a slippery track. A lot of the drivers tend to complain about lack of grip. But we'll see how they go tonight. The drivers are out there, folks, qualifying at the moment, and it looks like they have 4 laps to qualify tonight, Adrian.
Yeah, a few more laps tonight, which is pretty good. I mean, you can easily come off this track. You just push a little bit more, so I think that's a good idea by the guys, just to give them one more lap around here.
Yeah, that's right. It's and the guys have been on tonight since 5 o'clock practicing all through the week. So it looks like Rossman's GT have drawn first blood tonight, Adrian. They did originally set a new fast lap, but Rod Pinder came straight back and set a 1:48.843. So the times are pretty scorching out there tonight.
Yeah, they are, and the only thing with the track temperature tonight, I think they're going to suffer on tyres again, Bernie. I think tyres are one of the big issues, and geez, don't we always seem to get hot weather at these tracks? I think the drivers are probably getting tired of it at the moment.
Yeah, I'd say they would be. It's quite interesting that the air temp's so low, but the track temp is a lot higher. Probably 23 to 38, 15 degrees hotter out there on the track.
Yeah, it certainly is, Bernie. It's just such a shame for these boys. I think they're all keen to have a nice, cool track, but you know, realistic weather, you get what you're given, and you're just going to have to suck it up and do your best and make sure your tyres last the strategy that you're running.
Yeah, that's right, and I'm just resetting our overlay so we can see exactly how the drivers are going out there, folks, so bear with me one moment. So Christopher Osborne just set a new fastest time of a 1:48.713. Adrian?
Yeah, he's a class act in here, Christopher Osborne. He can definitely handle that rough around his track, or any track really, can't he?
He certainly can, and I've noticed the direct clutch services have another livery out there for their sister car. It looks like it's a pink livery tonight.
Maybe it might be a penalty for their mistake from last week, Benny. They've told to run the pink one because they were had an issue last week.
Well, you never know. You never know. So, having a look at our results so far, folks, we've got Christopher Osborne on pole, provisional 148.713. Baden Reed right behind him there in 5 thousandths of a second short, followed closely by Rod Pinder. Colin Schweck's now in 4th. Adam Newton 5th. Jean Hanekorpi 6th. 7th is A. Funslau. 8th is Thesera. 9th Tamlin, and rounding out our 10 is Aaron Osborne in a BMW. So at the moment, Adrian, it looks like we've got 8 roughs in there. 7 roughs, 2 BMWs and 1 McLaren at this stage.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to look like a rough track, doesn't it, Bernie? So it's such a shame, but look, once again, we can't pick and choose. Some cars are going to be better than others at certain tracks, so the time will tell. And iRacing does a fantastic job in trying to get these cars to work the same. Yeah,
that's right, and I think it's good to see also that the guys have to stick with the car they choose at the start of the season. So as they go around, different cars are going to show their strengths on the different tracks around here.
Yeah, they certainly will. I mean, once again, I'm biased to the old BMW. Probably shift to the Aston Martin if it ever gets released, and I just like the idea of a front engine rear wheel drive. The Porsches or the Russ don't do a lot for me, and I've never actually driven the McLaren. I do own one, but I actually haven't driven it yet, Bernie.
Oh, well, you'll have to get that McLaren out of your garage and give it a run, and tell us next week how you like it. Looking at the field tonight, Adrian, we have a total of, it looks like about 28 runners tonight, so we've got a pretty good field again.
Yeah, some effort to get 28 cars on this track, so that's 56 drivers to run tonight, so that's a fantastic effort by all in this series.
Yeah, it certainly is, and it's great to see. You know, this series is a fantastic one, and it's just great to see all the teams and drivers getting behind it and supporting it. And we'd also like to thank our sponsors at this time, SEK Queensland. Folks, if you're into your enduro karting, definitely go to sekqld.com and check them out. They're a great endurance kart club down in Warwick in southeast Queensland, and they're doing a fantastic job, so definitely support them and go along and have a look.
Yeah, it'd be something quite fun to do, I think, Bernie, and a cheap way of going go-karting with that group. So if you're looking at getting into motor racing, I reckon that's the best way to do it. Do some endurance racing, because you know you keep your costs down and it's divided up by a group of people.
Yeah, it's also a great equaliser, these endurance races. You know, anyone can be fast for a lap or two. Well, not anyone, but most people can. But it's a different skill when you get into endurance racing.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie, and there's a lot more involved. I'm sure they get everyone involved, whereas that they all got to do like pit management and on the boards and all that sort of stuff. So you're just not driving the car, you're actually looking after the driver out there and all the other stuff that goes within racing a car.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and you know, setup and tyre management, engines, all sorts of things. It looks like we've got 1 minute 54 seconds to go until the start of the race. So it looks like qualifying's just about over, folks. We're under yellow for some reason. I'm not sure why.
I believe we're on a rolling start. They throw the yellow flag out there, Bernie. Might be a little bit of a little update that iRacing has put on. Yeah,
it probably is, and it's probably me falling asleep as well. So anyway, let's have... Oh dear, I'm going to reset the grid again, folks, and then I'll tell you our grid. One moment. Okay, oh boy, I'm having trouble again, would you believe? You'd think I'd get the hang of this software, wouldn't you, Adrian?
Yeah, if the software was working up all right, Bernie, I think I've got the same issues. I tend to look at the iRacing results there. They usually help you out, mate.
Yeah, so I've got the grid now. So we've got Christopher Osborne starting from pole with a 148.7, followed in second by Gary Hamilton in the 3Cs craft beer entry. Rod Pinder will be starting out of third. Chris Tarrant fourth. Fifth, Charles Thesera. Sixth, Adam Newton. Seventh, Colin Schweck will be driving in the Rothmans GT. He'll be starting tonight. Tamlin will be out of eighth. Hannah Corpy ninth. Funslau is in 10th position. Osborne 11th, 12th. Marcelo Rivera in the ERA McLaren. Paul Mansell will start out of 13th. Gavin Sadler 14th. Matthew Dignam will start out of 15th tonight. Sixteenth will be Mutton. Craig Dawes will start out at 17th. Terry Marwood 18th. John King starting for Blackadder Motorsport in 19th. 20th is Dylan Shepherd. 21st, Lance Hawes. 22nd will be Scholar. 23rd, Colgan. 24th, Keeping. McMahon will be starting out at 25th tonight. 26th is O'Hara, 27th Firth, and rounding out our field of 28 is Noble. As the safety car comes in, we're about to start, folks. So as we come onto the straight, and we're going to get the green flag and we're off.
A great getaway there by Osborne there, Bernie.
Yeah, he's got a great lead. As we're looking from the helicopter view, we can see them all going through the first corner there. It looks pretty clean start there, Adrian.
Yeah, fairly tight in the first turn, and we're coming up to another tricky one here. This can get quite tricky if you're not settled right.
Yeah, it certainly is. As we can see here, Christopher Osborne currently has the lead, followed by Gary Hamilton, Chris Tarrant in the nice pink looking direct clutch services rough in third. Fourth, Adam Newton, and fifth is Rod Pinder in the SEK Queensland entry.
Yeah, so far so good, Bernie. They're all trundling around here quite well at the moment. No big incident that we've seen so far, so good job by everyone.
Yeah, it certainly is. As we jump on the roof of our leader, Christopher Osborne, at the moment, just to get a feel for how hard he's pushing at the start of this race.
And all the drivers have done quite well. We're all single file. They seem to have found their rhythm somewhat as we see a move going on there. I can't quite tell who it is because I'm in the blimp at the moment, Bernie.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, I can't tell either. We've got our eyes on the leaders at the moment. It looks like the first five cars are roughs at this stage, and I'm just seeing who's driving the McLaren at this point. It looks like it's Marcelo in 11th.
Yeah, good little battle here with Lynn Shepherd and David Mutton as Shepherd goes inside on turn one here, Bernie. He might get the move done, and yes he does, so good move there by David Mutton there, Bernie.
Fantastic, and we're just having a look at the moment while the cameraman decides who he wants to look at. It looks like the Schweck brothers are up into 6th at the moment as well.
Well, we've got a big spin there, Bernie. Chris Tarrant and it looks like Adam Newton may have had a coming together there, Bernie.
Okay, we'll jump back and have a look at the replay and see exactly what occurred.
Oh no, I feel sorry for Chris there, Bernie. You'll catch a glimpse of that. Poor old Adam Newton just got it all crossed up getting into the corner there at, I believe it's turn 3, Bernie.
Yeah, we've caught him. Oh, he's T-boned Chris Tarrant right through that corner there. That is so bad news there for Chris as he turns over. Oh my goodness me, that was a hard hit.
Certainly was, and they're underway again, but I'm sure they'll have to come into the pits, Bernie, because that, I'm sure Adam's car here is looking a little bit worse for wear.
And I'll tell you what, Chris will not be happy about that one little bit.
Yeah, Adam's car is quite second-hand at the front here. He's going to have to pit, and I wonder if I can get to Chris's car.
Yeah, we've got Chris on camera now. He's got some heavy side impact damage and it's snaking quite badly as he's now coming into the pits with that damaged car.
Yeah, unfortunately those guys, Adam just seems to have lost the rear there, Bernie. It looks like maybe the rear's locked up on him, so unfortunate, and taking someone else out, I bet you he's not feeling the best about that. You know, it's bad enough that you lose it on your own, but when you take out one of your fellow competitors, I'm sure you feel really bad about that. Yeah,
well, having a look at the replay, Adam's car did break loose under brakes, so you called that right. Pretty much it turned him in onto the grass, and from there he was a passenger, and it was just unfortunate that Chris was in his way, really. So yeah, I'm sure Adam would be feeling terrible about that, and but to me it just looks like a car handling issue, as we also have another car off on the infield, Adrian.
Yeah, I've seen that. It looks like Paul Mansell, number 5 McLaren there, Bernie. He's got back going and he's gone and overtaken here. He's on the money already, Bernie, so lost no confidence in getting going again.
Yeah, and again, coming into those S's there, the back end breaks loose on that Pagnian Imports entry, and from there on he's a passenger. But I tell you what, he was extremely lucky that the number 17 car didn't tag him there. So well done to that driver.
Yeah, for sure. And I've noticed on these McLarens here, Bernie, as I'm going through the field with the Pagnian Imports, all these McLarens have got cheesy grins on the front of their McLarens. It gives you a little chuckle to yourself. It's quite funny to see it. Yeah,
it's quite cute, really, isn't it? They're not. They don't look like they're about to eat you. They look like they're about to laugh at you as they pass you.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. It's one of those things, isn't it? Yeah, it makes you giggle inside. So, no, good on them. I love the paint job. It's awesome.
Yeah, it certainly is. And having a look at our top 5 at the moment, folks, we've got Christopher Osborne out front. He's now got a lead of 1.8 seconds over Gary Hamilton in the 111 Elements Motorsports entry. Rod Pinder is in 3rd in the SEK Queensland Rough. 4th is Charles Cesera in the Darryl Lee Sticks chocolate entry there. And rounding out our top 5, as he's challenging him now, is the number 91 Rossman's GT. Called that right. It looks like they're going side by side into turn 10.
And Charles has got the inside there, and yeah, it looks like Colin just didn't have he's got the straight line speed here, and Charles is protecting his line, which is a bit early, I think, Bernie, for 3.5 hours.
Oh no, I don't think it's early at all. He's in a McLaren. He's fighting for his life out there.
Oh, you know, one of those things, you just let one battle go and get going and see where you end up, because I'm sure with the next driver he'll put in some lap times down as well, so you've got to play your game right here. I mean, you don't want to lose too many spots, obviously, otherwise your strategy goes out the window, but don't try and fight too hard, that's what I think.
Yeah, well, he doesn't want to fight so hard that he's going to end up in the door of the Rothmans GT rough, but if he lets him through, he's going to have the other elements rough right on his door handle. So it's a tough call. We'll see what they do. But at the moment, Charles is doing a great job there, holding out 4th position.
Certainly is, as Colin's going to go around the outside. No, and he's through again, but there's definitely a gaggle of cars starting to build up behind these cars here, Bernie.
Oh, it certainly is. They're definitely backing up, and we know what happens when cars back up. It generally ends in tears. So all the drivers out there are going to have to take a bit of a breath and take it a bit easy at this stage of the race.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. We don't want the same sort of stuff that happens as I see another McLaren sticks dive down in there into that corner there, Bernie. So they're swapping positions here. They're not being patient at all, but I suppose seize the day, as they would say, Bernie.
Yeah, that's right, and that's Marcelo Rivera in the other sticks entry, and he's got that McLaren up into 8th position at the moment.
Yeah, good driving there. I think what Colin needs to do here is, he's getting under tack here, so Colin really needs to get out of the corner a lot better and try and undercut him or get in underneath him for the next corner. But you can see there that McLaren just got the drive, and Charles is hugging that inside line there now, Bernie.
He certainly is. He's getting a bit of a weave going on across there. He's going to have to watch that, or else he might get a call from race control there if he does that too many times.
Yeah, for sure. Like you're allowed to stick on one line, but don't weave, and that's the big thing in it, Bernie. You only move once, and that's it.
That's exactly right. And he went so far over to the left. At first, I thought he was going to let Colin through, but then he came back onto that line again.
Yeah, it just seems like Charles is just getting out of that corner a lot better, isn't he? He's just getting the drive off, and it's leaving that rough behind him for a little bit, which is making it hard for Colin to try and overtake him.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely looks like the McLaren is getting out of those tight corners a lot better than the roughs. And 3 cars back, it looks like we've got a BMW Z4 with Aaron Osborne, I think, in driving that vehicle.
Yeah, so we got McLarens and, well, it looks like 2 BMWs there, Bernie, as well. It looks like there's a black Adder BMW hanging in there as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's driving that one. Oh yeah, that is the one I saw. Aaron Osborne's in the black Adder BMW. So we're definitely getting a train of cars here as...
Yeah, but Bernie, yeah, that was just a little bit closer than I would have liked there, Bernie.
Yeah, he's definitely starting to press the Charles Thessera there in the McLaren, but as he dives in on the inside again, having a look, but we've got probably, 5-6 cars behind this car now, and they're starting to bunch up a bit.
Yeah, it looks like the rough is better getting into the corner, doesn't it, Bernie? It's really late on the brakes, gets into the corner a lot better, and because of the fact of that, it's just not being able to get out of the corner as quickly as a McLaren. But it looks like Colin's got a good run here, but he's got to make a big dive here, I think, Bernie. Not deep enough, Bernie.
Yeah, you really got to watch that corner because it's surprisingly sharp, and if you get all that wrong under brakes, you're going to T-bone the guy in front. So he's definitely he's having a look coming up through the S's there. He's getting quite aggressive here, Adrian.
Yeah, I think he's beyond waiting, and he's going to try and make a move here. He's really close here. He's going to have to do it the outside, and I'm in the gearbox, so I can't see. And no, not quite. And we see the other McLaren get around the BMW there, Bernie.
Yeah, well, the problem Colin has is when he's making his move, he's forced to take the outside because Charles is opting for the inside, which is fair enough, but Colin really needs to try to get an inside pass here. As we look back, and we can see now Scott Tamlin is starting to want to pass Charles here.
Yeah, it's just backing them all up, and they're all saying, well, give us a go, I'm going to get around him. So it's all about, I want to get through, I want to get through.
Yeah, well, at the moment, if we look at the person in front of them, while this battle's going on with this pack bunching up, Rod Pinder, he's got a 10-second gap over this group. And at the moment they're 15 seconds down from the leader, so I can understand why they're trying to get through here.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. You know, these guys aren't slow, but Charles is just probably having a little bit of trouble getting the handle of this car, so maybe it's not to his liking. We all got to make compromises, but we'll see how Colin, this is quite interesting. Sorry guys, we haven't gone back to see what's going on, but this is probably the best battle pack we're going to see tonight.
Yeah, it definitely is, and we'll keep our cameras on here. But folks, Christopher Osborne is still out in front. He's got a 4.5 second gap over Gary Hamilton in second. Rod Pinder, 5.7 seconds down from the leader. And then we have this battle pack 15 seconds from the lead. As Colin's having a look on the inside now, he's really got to do that on the next corner if he can, but he just loses traction.
Yeah, it's all about trying to get out of the corner, Bernie. He's definitely getting into the corner, but he's got to get out of this corner really well and dive down on the inside. But Charles is going to move over here, and he's not going to get a chance.
That's right, he's got the slipstream. He's starting to go now, and Charles goes right across in front of him and forces him back to the outside.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this is good patient driving from Colin. Because he's really, I know if I was in that position I'd probably get a little frustrated by now.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. You know you're quicker than the guy in front, but just no way around of it. But, you know, as long as Charles doesn't move around too much, going up the line there, it's fair call. You know, he can protect his line as much as possible, just as long as he doesn't move around too much.
Yeah, well, that's right. He could be considered a little naughty because that move when Colin went to go to the inside, Charles reacted and then took the inside line. So normally the driver in front's meant to pick the line and stay on it, but you know, I guess it's all fun in love and war, as they say.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, Colin's got to try and stay calm here, not do anything silly, but yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it, Bernie? I'd be getting really close and letting him know that I'm here and you're holding me up, but it's a little bit harder in this sort of situation on iRacing. It's not like real life, so it's one of those things, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is, and the level these guys are driving at, it's they're doing a fantastic job.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, just sitting here, I'm looking at the gearbox of Charles's car at the moment, and just seeing it. Like you'll see the odd car trying to poke their head in, but they're all settled down. Colin gets real close there, but he dives down on the inside now. We'll see what happens if Charles moves over, which he isn't. He's got the line there, so no drafting there for Colin, but can he brake? No.
No, he just didn't quite get out fast enough to capitalise there. And as Christopher Osborne sets a new fastest lap of a 1:49.184.
This is just awesome stuff, sitting here watching these guys go for it, and we'll see if as he goes on the inside, he's up the inside. Oh, can they do it?
That's so close. We're driving in the cockpit with Colin Schweck at the moment, and they must have been millimetres from touching.
As Charles has taken the inside again. Yeah, and that's real hard to try and keep the power down there for Colin, but he's done quite well here. He might be able to go here, Bernie. He's down the inside now.
Yeah, he's having a look under brakes here, and it looks like he's going to get that move done. Great driving there, and it looks like Marcelo is also up to 7th at the moment, and Scott Tamlin is now working on the back of Charles Lucera.
You just see Marcelo there, he just got a little bit sideways coming out through that kink there, Bernie, as I was watching from Charles's car.
Yeah, definitely, as Marcelo dives on the inside of Scott Tamlin now. I tell you what, these Darrell Lee Sticks McLarens are definitely taking it to the roughs tonight.
Yeah, they're holding no prisoners as he's coming on the inside here. Ooh, will it work? Oh, a little touch there.
Yeah, there's a slight touch there, and it looks like Marcelo's got his war paint on tonight.
Oh, geez, and Scott's overshot that corner, Bernie.
Oh, Marcelo's got it all crossed up there. I must say that was extremely awkward by both those drivers, but they've got away with it for now. Scott, though, has dropped down to 10th position after that outbraking manoeuvre. So coming down into the corner 3, too wide there. It looks like Rod Pinder's on the inside. He's tagged.
Oh, who were they, Bernie? You said Rod Pinder, and that was a Blackadder Motorsports car, BMW, was it?
Yeah, sorry, it wasn't Rod Pinder. It was his sister car. It looks like that could have been Adam Funslau. We'll just jump back and have a look at the replay, folks. Yeah, so we're following them coming up the straight here, and it looks like we're following with Adam here. So the number 67, who's in that car at the moment, has forced the issue there a little bit, but the number 500 has come up the inside, and I don't think the BMW knew he was there, you know, and he's just tagged him in the side going through that corner.
Probably didn't expect one there, but you've got to be real careful trying to get into turn one. It's just so wide, Bernie. You can get 2 or 3 wide in that corner, but it doesn't turn out that way as you come out of those 2 corners.
Yeah, that's right, and the initial contact wasn't too bad, but that secondary contact has definitely damaged both of those cars as they are sitting on the infield at the moment. Yeah, I just think the BMW didn't know he was there, you know.
It could have been that, just one of those racing incidences, Bernie.
Yeah, it definitely was. Just by the way that BMW turned in, it was as if he didn't know there was a driver in there. But they're both circulating, so and the race continues with Christopher Osborne out front at the moment, folks. 7.9 second gap he's got now on Gary Hamilton, followed closely by Rod Pinder in the SEK Queensland entry. Colin Schweck has cleared Charles now, but he's finding himself 20 seconds down, and Charles is now doing battle with Aaron Osborne for 5th position.
Yeah, I'm still aboard here with Charles at the moment watching this. Aaron really closed up on him in the last couple of laps, so Aaron's got his little BMW there motoring along, and once again I just don't think the car is to Charles's liking at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at how that McLaren, it just has so much pull off that corner. It's quite incredible.
Yeah, it certainly gets out of that corner, doesn't it? It gets out of there quite well, but then it suffers in the straight line speed, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right, and under brakes the BMW is so much better under the brakes.
Yeah, it certainly is. So the Rough and BMW seem to be being able to get into the corner a lot better than the McLaren, and seems like they've got a little bit more straight line speed, but yeah, it's really weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I think what's the saving grace of the McLaren at the moment is just how it can launch out of those corners, and it just gets enough of a gap that the BMW then has to close back up again, but he can't do much with it.
Yeah, as he got loose coming out of turn 2 there, Bernie.
And I'll tell you what, he gave him a tap on the way past too. thought Charles wanted to give a return a serve there for a moment, but he didn't.
Close racing. I'm sure and there wasn't going to let him take the inside line so he could get into that corner, Bernie, first.
Well, that's exactly right. And as Charles came across the track, Aaron actually tagged the rear, and you can see now Charles letting his teammate Marcelo through. And I bet you Aaron wished that had happened a couple of laps ago for him.
Yeah, well, that's it, Bernie. Just didn't have the right paint job on the front of his car, I think, there, Bernie.
Yeah, that's right, and it's looking like Marcelo definitely has the pace over Charles at the moment. And as you said earlier, Adrian, Marcelo's car is probably not to his liking at this stage.
Yeah, that's it, Bernie. The other thing too is time in the seat with the McLaren. It's like anything, Bernie. I stick with the BMW because it's a car I know, and I'm getting used to it, and I love driving it now. So if I went into a McLaren or a rough, I'd just struggle with it. So maybe just swapping in and out of cars all the time isn't helping him either, if that's what he's doing. Yeah,
possibly, but I must hand it to Charles. You know, for 25 minutes there, he's driven a really aggressive defensive race there, and he's really holding his own out there at the moment in that McLaren. So if the car's not to his liking, I'd hate to see what it would be like if he got it sorted.
Well, that's it, Bernie. He can certainly drive a car quickly, can't he? So there's no question about that. And look, if he gets in there and gets a bit more seat time, just imagine how much more consistent he could get in that car and how far up he could go.
Yeah, that's right. And it really bodes well for ERA, because you look at their whole driver lineup and their depth of talent in that team is quite impressive.
Yeah, it certainly is, Bernie, and hats off to those guys to get that sort of talent in behind the wheel. So, but can't take it away from these other teams. They do quite well on what they do. Like you get Chris Osborne and that. So well done to those, and even Gary here with his Element team. They do a fantastic job as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, there's a number of fantastic teams out there. You touched on Christopher Osborne, Direct Clutch Motorsports team. All their drivers are extremely strong. Gary Hamilton's team is, they're a fantastic team. And then you've got the SEK Queensland team as well. And don't forget the Rossman's team. You know, that's 5 teams all battling it out for the top 5 at this stage.
Yeah, and the new TD team that's come into this season doing a fantastic job as well. And as we got a car pull over there, Bernie, what's going on there? Is that Anthony pulling over to the side there having issues? Or he might have got a slowdown, Bernie. I would think he got a slowdown there.
Yeah, that was Marcelo there. We'll jump back on the replay and just see if we can get that slowdown penalty. Definitely looks like a slowdown, Adrian.
Yeah, just the way he pulled straight over and then slowed right down and let the 2 cars go and then back on it. So definitely something I think is a slowdown for me. So he'll get back on it because he's not that far behind now.
Yeah, definitely a slowdown penalty. And I tell you what, after all that hard work, he would not... he'd be kicking himself at this point.
Yeah, well, like we said, it's 3.5 hours. Just got to get calm. Like he's got to calm down here, refocus and get on it. And look, he'll get those positions back for sure. I know he'll get around that other Sticks car quite easily if he was allowed to. So no issues there.
Yeah, and we've got Scott Tamlin finds himself in the McLaren sandwich yet again, and going defensive there. And as Marcelo starts to look at recounting, and Scott actually ran up the back of Charles and lost a position there.
Yeah, just unsettled the car and just pushed him out wide there. So pushes him back even further now and lost a little bit of draft, but hopefully he can get in there and start battling again, because these battles are great, Bernie.
They certainly are, as we now see Marcelo coming up on his teammate. We'll see if Charles lets him through on the straight here.
looks like my cameraman's decided to go down to Craig Dorr here. So Craig, oh no, we're back again.
Yeah, we got a brief glimpse there of Craig Dorr in 14th, battling there with Chris Keeping from Selby Motorsports there for that position.
And that's another team that I'd like to see move forward after this season, Bernie, is the Shelby Racing team. They came together with 2 cars just this season, so you know, I hold good expectations for them next season to move up and be a little bit of a force, as Charles letting his teammate through there, Bernie, and he's running wide. He doesn't want to lose this next one. Oh.
Looks like Scott's got through there on Marcelo.
Yeah, Charles was going through there, Bernie, and he just got the rear end loose, which being out wide through those S's does not help, and that's how Scott got through there, Bernie.
So we're riding with Scott Tamlin at the moment, currently in 7th, and looking through his window. I tell you what, his windscreen's starting to get a bit dirty out there.
Yeah, and the front of that rough doesn't look too good either, Bernie. It's definitely had a few punches in the nose at the moment.
Yeah, it certainly has.
And I'm here with Pat O'Hara. He's getting a move on here, Bernie. He's going around, not Gregory, but Lance Hawes. So where we at? The eastern end of the track, I believe, and dives into the corner and takes that position. So he moves up to 18th there, Bernie.
Yeah, that's right, and it looks like Pat's driving for that TD Racing team, as we see Lance dive into the pits in the KRF entry.
Right, so we're at the half-hour mark here, Bernie. Maybe they're going to do their 30-minute stop here and throw a bit of fuel and tyres maybe at it and do the reverse strategy here. Or as he went a little bit too far and he had to back up there, Bernie.
Yeah, I'm just we're having a look at this pit stop at the moment, folks. The only other team at the moment, 2 teams, Justin McKeon in the 222 Elements entry has stopped, and Zach Schorler, currently 24th, also has made their stop. So Lance Hawes at the moment is in the pits doing that reverse strategy as well.
Yeah, it shouldn't take too long, Bernie, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, he's been in there now for 35.2 seconds, and it looks like he's going to stay in the car as he comes out. So that looks like it was tyres and fuel there, Adrian.
Yeah, tyres and fuel, and out on the track and fill it up, and they'll probably run now for an hour. So, you know, they're doing the reverse strategy here, I think, Bernie.
Yeah, and if you're deep in the field, it could be a good strategy just to get out in that clean air. As we can see, Craig Dorr now having a great battle here with Terry Marwood in the Blackadder's team, and he's got Matthew Dignam right behind him.
Yeah, it's a bit of a group here in there. We've got a few cars here. We've got a slow McLaren on the inside. I don't know if he's given way or not, but as Matthew Dignam there is getting overtaken now by the Shelby team, by Chris.
Yeah, so that brings Chris up to 13th now, so he's starting to move up through the field, and Matthew's in 14th in the Pagnian Imports entry.
Yeah, so some good racing still going on. I think these boys in the Shelby team are just trying to get their qualifying sorted there. I think they might be just struggling a little bit with their qualifying time, and like I said, Bernie, I think give them time. They're only sort of new with a 2-car team, so all the heads there trying to work out, get the best out of the car and make it go quicker. So I'm sure by the end of the season we'll see them a lot more up the front, qualifying better.
Yeah, definitely, and it's the first season for them to have 2 cars, but the advantage of that now is they can share that data and get those cars up to the pointy end of the field faster.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie, and just come back down here and I see Chris Tarrant, he's back in 18th at the moment, 70 odd seconds a minute behind at the moment, so but he'll be pushing away. His laps should be fairly good here at the moment. Yeah, 150s at the moment, so he's not doing too bad in lap times there at the moment, Bernie.
Yeah, well, he's had that car fixed, and we know he was a top 5 driver, and he was just unfortunate to be involved in that incident earlier with Adam Newton, I think it was.
Yeah, just had a little incident there. Innocent bystander, so I feel for Chris here tonight. Just one of those things that he couldn't avoid because he wouldn't have seen it coming. But yeah, a bit of a hard luck for these boys, and they're pushing away there. They know they've got 3 hours to go, and they're here for the racing. They're not here for anything else but that.
So it looks like Chris Keeping's starting to put the pressure on Craig Dorr in that Blackadder Motorsport BMW for 12th position.
Yeah, and Christopher Osborne is still out the front here, ladies and gentlemen. He's got a good 12-second lead on Gary Hamilton at the moment, so he's just trundling away. I don't think he'll be pushing himself too hard here, Bernie, but 149s at the moment, so that's quite quick times here, Bernie, and he's fast as well as on lap 10. Yeah,
it certainly is. So we'll update everyone here. So Christopher Osborne is in the lead, as you said, Adrian. 10-second gap now over Gary Hamilton. Rod Pinder's still hanging in there, though, challenging Gary for second in the SEK Queensland rough. Fourth, Colin Schweck. He's now finds himself 25 seconds down from the lead, but he got involved in that battle earlier on for the first half an hour of this race. And Aaron Osborne in the TD Racing BMW rounds out our top 5.
Yeah, good to see Aaron up there. He seems to be a really quick driver, doesn't he, Bernie? So doing a good job there. Doing a good job there in the TD Racing BMW. The only BMW up in the top 5, Bernie.
Yeah, that's right. And then right behind him we have Marcelo Rivera in the only McLaren up there in the top 5 at the moment. We've got 2 McLarens in the top 10, I guess, and the rest are 1 BMW, rest are roughs, I think.
Yeah, Bernie, I do believe you're correct. Yeah, just 2 McLarens and 1 BMW in the top 10. So definitely the roughs are the one to be in tonight around here at Motegi.
Yeah, I just went back and I'm going to contradict myself. We've actually got 2 BMWs in the top 10 and 3 McLarens in the top 10, because we have Dylan Shepherd back here in the TPR number 53 McLaren doing a fantastic job.
Oh, yep, another McLaren, so 3 McLarens doing a good job there, Dylan Shepherd. One of the guys that we don't see very often at the moment, but coming back in with the McLaren and doing a great job there.
Yeah, we normally see Dylan on the Thursday nights. He's quite a fast peddler in the Star Mazda Australian Championship, so it's good to see him behind the GT3 wheel tonight and having a go. And it looks like we've got Christian Challoner in the green room from Blackadder Motorsport, so we might bring him up and have a chat.
Yeah, for sure.
Hi Christian, welcome to RRTV's commentary booth. How's your race going at the moment, and who's in your car?
Hi guys, yeah, it's not going really as well as we would have liked. Yuha's in the car at the moment. Yeah, I don't know if you guys picked up, but we had a bit of contact with the 500 car just coming out of turn 2, and that the initial impact didn't do any damage, but then there was a further contact afterwards, which meant we had to take our fast repair and a tow. So we're pretty much out of this now, but we're still going to keep going.
Yeah, we actually caught the replay of that, and it looked like Juha didn't even know the 500 was on the inside as he turned in on turn 2. And as you said, the initial contact wasn't too bad, but that secondary hit, that was quite a hard hit there, Christian.
Yeah, the first hit just sort of spun us around, but the second hit, I think, basically destroyed the tie rod at the back there. It was, I think in honesty we could have probably left a bit more space on the inside, but it was a case of in the mid corner we thought the 500 had dropped back and that we were going to be able to take the apex, but then he obviously with the rough got a better drive out of the corner, and we weren't able to give enough space. So I think it's one of those ones where pretty much they were driving into a wedge that was disappearing, but also we could have held to the outside, and we just came off worse.
Yeah, in all honesty, I don't think Juha even expected the 500 to be there when he turned in, but because he was right in his blind spot. But bad luck, but at least you're still out there circulating. One lap down, you're in 25th at the moment, so you know, as they say, it's a long race. You've got 2 hours 50 minutes, so keep plugging away.
Yeah, that's the plan. We decided that the best thing to do, because at the start we realised we weren't going to be able to do just 2 stops and make the fuel last an hour and 10. But we think that because what we did when we had to do the reset, we decided we'd take full fuel and tyres, and we're just going to try and stretch it and hopefully make an hour at least on the fuel, maybe an hour and 5, so that we have to do one less on-track stop, as it were.
Yeah, because I guess you guys are going to be running out of sequence now, aren't you? So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out for you.
Yeah, we're massively out of sequence. I mean, we got a bit unlucky actually, because we picked up a little bit of further damage. Basically, as soon as we came out of the pits, Chris Tarrant was trying to get his way back up through the field, which is understandable. But so were we, and we got a bit mixed up in the S's, and we've got a bit of steering damage. So we're going to have to take our second faster repair at the next stop. But hopefully, from that point forward, we'll be okay. But we're having a bit of a difficult season, if we're honest. I mean, we didn't get off to a great start with me getting into a bit of an incident at Monza with the Schweck guys, but we're just struggling on pace so badly relative to the other cars. I mean, we can keep with the McLaren, but they can go longer on fuel than us, and the rough is just totally out of reach.
Yeah, it definitely looks that way. Adrian, while we've got Christian up here, have you got any questions you'd like to ask him?
No, I'm okay at the moment, Bernie. It's just bad luck to you guys. I know it's good to see you out there keep pushing away in a way to keep learning and try and find out what the car needs. Just keep it out there and figure a few things out. But top job in staying out there, and hopefully we'll see you back next week, mate.
Yeah, I mean, we're here for the full season. It's probably the championship we commit most to, really. So yeah, we'll definitely still hang around, and we'll keep going. I mean, our other cars are doing pretty well. I think they're circulating pretty close to each other, with Craig Dorr and John King driving the 68 and the 66 respectively.
Yeah, we've got Craig Dorr in the 68 at the moment on screen. He's circulating in 12th. Coming under pressure, a bit of pressure by Chris Keeping, and the 66 car with John King behind the wheel is currently in 18th, and starting to put the pressure on Paul Mansell. So keep your chin up there, Christian, and keep on plugging away, mate. Anything can happen yet.
Yeah, hopefully we'll gain a few more positions as the race goes on. I mean, we're catching up to 23rd and 24th here, and we've got a pace advantage on these guys, so we should be able to get a couple of spots there.
Yeah, that's right. So before we let you go, anyway, Christian, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight, mate?
Just the other guys from Blackadder, really. I mean, be great to see Lewis back once he's got his PC all built up, and hopefully then we'll have a third driver for the 67. Also Patrick Ronald for all the setup work that he does for us, and pretty much everyone else involved in the series. We've got a couple of new guys like Joseph, who's just doing his first season with us, and he's looking like he'll be pretty good once he's got a season under his belt. So just those guys really.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thanks for coming up, Christian, and we wish you the best of luck tonight, and keep plugging away there, mate.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
So that was Christian Challoner, folks, from Blackadder Motorsports. We saw that vehicle, the number 67, in an incident earlier tonight with the 500 SEK Queensland Rough. So updating you on the top positions, we've got Christopher Osborne in the lead and has just come in to take his pit stop. Gary Hamilton is now going to take the lead in the Elements Motorsport entry, followed by Rod Pinder. Fourth is Colin Schweck in the Rossman's Rough. Fifth is Aaron Osborne in the TD Racing BMW.
We're sitting here watching Chris, see how long he stays here, Bernie. It's been a little while, but like everything, my overlays are... Oh, there we go, the tyres are going on now, so everything's working fantastically as per normal, Bernie.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Chris actually stays in that car, or if they're going to do a driver swap there. But I tell you what, he's been in there, for 44.6 seconds at the moment.
Yeah, and Chris is still in the car there, Bernie, so no driver swap for Chris, and they've come out 50, what's that, about 40 odd minutes there, Bernie, they've been running for, so it's sort of not half an hour and it's not an hour, so another strategy here for, I believe Brad does all the numbers for this car, so Chris is the big driver and Brad's the strategist for this team.
Yeah, they might have decided instead of doing the last half hour stint, they're going to break it up a bit more evenly with their stops, but they're in pretty early, and it doesn't look like any of the other drivers have followed them in at this stage.
Yeah, but could work out well from here, Bernie, because they aren't in traffic at the moment. They do have a bit of space in front of them and behind them, so it might work out well enough for these guys that you know, they've got a bit of air here. I noticed beauty about this iRacing, they have a little bit of small damage on the front of their cars by the look of it, but they didn't get them repaired, so probably leaving it until they desperately need to get that car repaired.
Yeah, definitely, and as you said, coming out in clean air, this isn't going to hurt them at all. They had a good 10-12 second gap on the field, and they're not being held up now, so they can just continue doing that lap. As we can see, that damage you were talking about on the left front fender by the looks of it.
Yeah, Bernie, just on the left there, it's just small damage, maybe a little bit of contact there with another car or something at some stage that we missed while we were watching the battle going on, but yeah, nothing too damaging for the car, and definitely we know there's no pace being taken out of it, because Chris is certainly putting down those times still in that rough.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm just having a look here. No, it was just my screen. I thought we might have lost Gary Hamilton, but he's still up there with a lead now of 1.7 seconds over Rod Pinder, and Colin Schweck is 17 seconds down from the lead now, and looks like he's out there on his own as well, which he's probably enjoying immensely after that first half hour.
Yeah, just opening up and stretching his legs and putting down some lap times. So just putting him in. He's fairly consistent. Looks like there, lap 24, he probably had to overtake a car there because it was a little bit slower. But generally, his lap times are pretty good there, Bernie.
Yeah, that's right. And looking back at 6, it looks like Scott Tamlin and Marcelo are going at it again, resuming that battle that they had earlier on tonight.
Yeah, Scott's just been there. He just can't seem to get around now. Whether that might be a little bit of the aero damage on the front of that rough, or it's just that just not confident into trying to get through underneath that McLaren. But we know that McLaren certainly got some drive off out of the corners, so just a different beast and to get through.
Yeah, it definitely is. And having a look at that front bump, it looks like he's got 3 headlights on that car at the moment, as he has a look in the inside, but just can't quite get there.
Yeah, just one of those things, you know, just getting out of that corner with the McLaren getting out of the corner just leaves the other car behind a bit. So I think the key here is the roughs sort of don't get into that corner. Oh, as Scott goes wide, just don't get into the corner as quick. Just roll into the corner a little bit, so that the guys can actually get a bit of a takeoff and try and follow that McLaren down to the next corner. It might help them.
Yeah, that's right. It's anything's worth a try at this point, isn't it? And as Scott, we saw him just run off the road, folks, and Adrian called that, and he's got a bit of work now to catch up again.
Yeah, just work his way up, but look, he won't be too far away. He didn't lose too much of the draft, and as he closes in under brakes again, Bernie. So, geez, that rough is really good on the brakes, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. And as you said, he might want to try rolling through the corner to see if he can get a bit more drive out of that corner to try to match that McLaren.
Yeah, it's just trying to keep that mid-corner speed in it, Bernie, just to try and hang on and then, you know, get on the gas a little bit earlier. But, you know, once again, we've both driven the rough, and you've got to be a little bit careful of that thing, because it can get snap-happy on you if you're not careful. Yeah,
it certainly can bite you if you don't be careful with it, and so can the McLaren, really. But you know, these guys are really showing how to drive these cars. They're lapping in the 151s at the moment. The fastest guy out there is Gary Hamilton, our leader, with the 150.8 last lap.
And there you go, Bernie. He was right on him then. He come through the corner, but just didn't keep the speed up there. Just had to back out a little bit, and he kept up with him. So let's see how he goes through here. In mid-corner, yeah, just loses it as it's driving out. So this is quite interesting at the moment.
Yeah, that was interesting, because we were riding with on the roof of Scott's car, and we actually saw Anthony's car, or Marcelo's car, sorry, step out first, and then Scott stepped out. So I think they're both getting the same sort of handling issues at this stage.
Yes, because we've been going for a while now, and with this heat, the tyres are definitely probably looking at going beyond that point, and they're going to fall off soon.
Yeah, that's right. It looks definitely like they're starting to wear out now, as Scott got a bit of a better run there, and yeah, he just can't get the pace to get it up the inside there.
Yeah, and they're both now into the 151, so you know, Marcelo's probably just driven the car trying to keep away from Scott, and Scott's trying to, you know, overtake Marcelo here. So they've both used up their tyres, and it, you know, wouldn't surprise me if they look at pit stop soon. And if I was the Element guys, I'd be looking to see if I could bring in Scott here and see if they can jump him, undercut the ERA boys here.
Yeah, exactly right. Bring him in, throw some tyres on, and see if you can jump Marcelo while Marcelo circulates on those worn out tyres.
Yeah, so you know, a second a lap would definitely get this Element car back in front of the McLaren here. So be worth a look at, but definitely it has to be within their strategy, I suppose.
Yeah, I'd say so, but we know the Element guys have the pace, because their sister car, Gary Hamilton, at the moment has opened up a gap of 2.5 seconds over Rod Pinder in second, and 18 seconds gap now over Colin Schweck in third.
Yeah, and Chris has come back through. He's up to 7th now, Bernie. So he did join us back in 8th, but he's got around Charles there to get into 7th.
Yeah, that's right, and he's sitting 42 seconds off the leader, and we know they're going to pit for anywhere from 44 up to 49 seconds to take fuel and tyres. Take into account entering and exiting the pits. He's probably going to end up with about a 20-second lead when this is all washed through.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie, and he is bringing that gap down. Like I'm looking at our overlays here, and he's 38 seconds now. So the time is coming down each and every lap. So he'll probably be in first place again. Yeah,
that's right. And the other guy coming up through the field at the moment is Chris Tarrant in the direct clutch services rough. He's now up into 10th position as he just passed the 68 of Craig Dorr.
Yeah, definitely got the pace, these direct clutch boys, don't they, Bernie? So we're doing a fantastic job, and as they always do. So it's going to be interesting to see how far as Chris comes in. So we must have a couple in the pits there, Bernie.
Yeah, we've got Tim Ballinger at the moment is in the pits. They were running about 9th in the 727, so it looks like Tim's just jumped into that car, and that's a TD Racing entry. We've also got one number 80 coming out of the pits. It's a Selby entry with Hayden Burns behind the wheel of that car.
Yeah, so this looks like a actual stop here, Bernie, for TD Racing, so that's where they've got through, but it's pushed up. It's going to come out around 15th there, Bernie.
I'm just having a look at them. Yeah, 15th he's come out in. 48.2 second stop for TD Racing.
So we're roughly looking at most of these cars are going to be around the 48 second mark. So it looks like the pit stops are on there, Bernie.
Yeah, it certainly is. And as we see now, Marcelo and Scott coming up on a KRF car. That's probably Lance driving that car, I think.
Yeah, that's Lance.
Yeah, and Marcelo, I tell you what, he nearly lost the rear end again then. That's allowed Scott to close up on him yet again.
Whoa.
I think that was wise of Lance to step aside at that point, the way these two were battling.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie, it was a bit close, and Chris is not too far behind these guys, so he's actually got a bit of pace here. He's catching up to these boys, and he's right into 3rd. So at the moment we've got Marcelo in 1st and Scott Tamlin in 2nd.
Yeah, so we've had Gary Hamilton take his stop of 35.7 seconds, and Guy Leach is also in the 46 entry that Rod Pinder was in. He did a 44 second stop, but Chris Tarrant now is right behind him.
Yeah, so see how that goes. It's one of those things, new tyres against old, I think, Bernie.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So at the moment we've got Marcelo Rivera in the Darrell Lee Sticks entry leading, followed closely by Scott Tamlin in the Element Motorsport entry, and then Christopher Osborne in 3rd, just 6 seconds down from this battle.
So these boys should be due in any time now, Bernie, with the Marcelo and Scott, so I can't see them hanging out too much longer.
Yeah, no, it's definitely due. They've been going now for 58 minutes, but they both decide to go around for another lap.
Yeah, so they're going to push all the way to the end of their fuel, I think, Benny. So as soon as it tells them they've got a pit, so yeah, they'll be in the next couple of laps, I think, and you can physically see Chris coming down that main straight. So he's got his eyes on now. They'll want to pit soon and let him go. So or he'll just drive around him.
Oh, definitely. He's closing in at the moment. He did a 149.2, so he's taken over 2 seconds out of both these guys in one lap alone. So give him another 1 to 2 laps and he's going to be all over these guys.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely see the big fall off on these tyres, can't you, Bernie? So 151s compared to a 149. So the tyres have dropped off quite a bit now, and we've got Lance there going off in the background there, Bernie.
It's no good at all, and it looks like his sister car, the BMW number 27, is in 23rd at the moment, and Mark Noble's behind the wheel of that entry tonight.
That'd be the second time this season that Mark's jumped in his KRF team there, Bernie.
Yeah, well, that's right. We know Mark is extremely busy running Kimi Rules fencing there, so it's great to see him having a bit of spare time to come out and play tonight. And he's normally in a rough, but it looks like they've converted him to the BMW at this stage.
Yeah, it looks like that way, because he's filling in. He's probably going, well, I'll drive whatever you guys are driving and I'll just try and toe the line tonight.
Yeah. So looking at our leaders again, folks, Marcelo Rivera and Scott have both elected to go around another lap, but I'm just having a look at this gap now because Christopher's looking a lot closer.
Yeah, only 3 seconds, Bernie, so I don't know how much longer these guys are going to hang out here, but Scott just doesn't seem to be able to hang on to Marcelo here at the moment. He's close, but he just seems to not close right enough to do anything with it.
Yeah, that's right. He's pretty much having to hold station there. And, as Christopher goes really wide there and knocks out 5 witches' hats.
Can't tell me Chris is pushing there, Bernie.
Either that or he hates witches' hats.
It was only a coon.
Yeah, so folks, we're going to jump on with Christopher Osborne here for a lap around Twin Motegi, so crank it up and enjoy the ride. So it looks like Christopher Osborne has got past Scott Tamlin as we rode with him, and he's now making a move on Marcelo around the outside and having to do it the long way there.
Yeah, and look at that, good driving both there, especially Marcelo. He had to try and keep that car turned in and give room there to Chris, but Marcelo's definitely got the inside line here.
Yeah, he definitely does, but just look at the way that rough handles. He just drove straight around the outside there to take the lead.
As Marcelo dives into the pits, and it did Scott keep going there, Bernie?
Yeah, Scott's continued around by the looks of it. But yeah, Marcelo pretty much saw it was game over at that point and dived straight to the pits.
Yeah, so it'll be a full tank of juice and tyres here, I reckon, Bernie, and a driver swap is happening as well. Benjamin Smith is in that car, Bernie.
Yeah, that's right, and we've got another entry, TD Racing, exiting the pits, and just having a look, there's a McLaren sitting in there. That might be the KRF entry, I think.
Yeah, Bernie, it is, and it looks like the VPR boys are in there as well, with the 666 car in there as well. And we've got the other Sticks McLaren come in with Charles Desir coming in to do his stop now as well.
Yeah, so it looks like both of those drivers were running to the same strategy here. We've been running now for an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah, so used up all the fuel, so they're going to go for the normal strategy, go as long as you can, and maybe put a splash and dash in the end there, Bernie.
Yeah, that's right. So at the moment, folks, we've got Christopher Osborne has taken the lead. He's got a lead over Scott Tamlin of 1 second at this stage, but Scott's due for pitting. And Gary Hamilton will resume in second, and he's 23 seconds down from Christopher at this stage. And then the 500 entry, who hasn't pitted yet, Adam Funslau, is in fourth, followed by his teammate Guy Leach in fifth, and they're 27 seconds down from the lead.
Yeah, Adam Funslow there is doing a really good job at the moment, isn't he? So sticking in there, but yeah, those boys should be coming in soon, so they'll drop down, but trying their strategy, and it's all about strategy to see how it works, and keep the notes for next time you come to this track.
Exactly right, and I'm having a look at Scott Tamlin at the moment. These guys have been running now for an hour and 6 minutes. Really, if they want to skip that last splash and dash, I guess they've got to do 1 hour and 10 minute stints, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I would think so, Bernie. I haven't been on much to see what's been going on, so yeah, I'm a little bit out of my numbers tonight, which is a bit of a shame for me, but anyway, we'll see how they go. But yeah, an hour and 10 would make the two-stop strategy work.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that and see if that's what they're attempting to do here. But I guess only time will tell. At the moment, he's losing 2.6 seconds a lap. Over Christopher Osborne, though, so I'm not sure how successful that strategy would. As he spins it, it might be time.
You can't do that if you're going to a number there, Bernie. If you're spinning out, that's time to bring it in and get out and get the other driver in, because you're just blowing that out of the water if you can't keep it on the track properly.
Exactly right, and he was lucky to get away with that. I thought he was going to go into the wall there for a moment.
Yeah, it's one of those tracks. You've generally got a nice bit of runoff, but at the end of the day, you know, at speed you will come off and hit something, and that's your race done, basically.
Yeah, pretty much, and you called it right, Adrian. Scott has brought that car straight to the pits.
So it'll be interesting. It should be around about the same amount of time as the McLaren, so we should be seeing them around the 50-odd second mark there, Bernie, to fill this thing up and put tyres on.
Yeah, that's right, and I'm just having a look at where the McLaren is. I think it's the number 99, is it, with Benjamin Smith behind the wheel. He's currently in 9th.
Yeah, that'd be correct there, Bernie, and it looks like Chris has brought his direct clutch motorsports rough in, so they've round theirs to a point, and they're going to put some more fuel in it and put tyres on and probably change drivers as well.
Yeah, I'd say so, because he's been out there. Yep, Stuart Woods jumped into that vehicle.
And it looks like Scott is actually staying in the car here, Bernie, so a double stint. I think, tonight. Yep, he's still in the car. Car's away, done his stop, and he's done a 41.6 seconds. So that's a little bit quicker than the rest of them, and he's gone a lot further in time, Bernie.
That's right, and he's come out in front of Benjamin Smith, so it means that undercut for the number 99 didn't work.
Yeah, because they were in the pits for 56 seconds, so there's a good, what's that, 15 seconds difference, so that's a tyre stop. So quite interesting, Bernie, that they've only 15 seconds slower in that stop.
That's right, and it looks like that entry is now in a battle with Brett Garitas in the number 17, and I think that's the teammate for Gavin Sadler. So, yeah, Scott's got a 10-second gap over those two at this stage, and he's just 1 second down from Tim Ballinger in 5th in the TD Racing BMW.
Yeah, so these guys are doing a fantastic job here, aren't they, tonight, Bernie? A fairly clean start to the race, just one incident, and well, two actually, but they've been doing fairly well. But geez, Chris Osborne out in front and putting the times down. We're up to what 10th place is still on the lead lap, but only just, I think.
Yeah, that's right, and that's Stuart Wood driving that car for the Direct Clutch Services entry, and I think that's a new name, isn't it?
No, Stuart was in the sprint rounds last week. They started the Direct Clutch second team, I believe it was last week in the sprint rounds. I don't think we saw him in the first race, so this team was scheduled to run the rough, but had issues through penalties last week, just a mix-up in what car they were supposed to drive. So good paint jobs, looking matching, except for the collar there, Bernie.
That's right, and as we see now, Christopher Osborne, our leader, coming up to lap his teammate now, and they've been running, what, for 2 hours and 11 minutes? No, 1 hour 11 minutes.
If it was 2 hours 11 minutes, Bernie, we'll be nearly out of here.
That's right, I think my brain is already nearly out of here from the way I'm commentating at the moment.
Oh, it's a big day, Bernie. You had the skippies earlier today, and now doing this one for 3.5 hours. It's a big effort, mate.
Yeah, that's right, but it's all fun. As we saw Christopher Osborne then lap his teammate, and he gave him a bit of a wave wiggle as he went down that back straight to thank him for that. Yeah,
Stuart just had a little bit of trouble getting into turn one there, Bernie. Just a little bit wide, just probably pushed into the corner a little bit too hard, but look, Stuart should be okay here. He'll get going, and if he hangs on to his teammate there, it might help him get up a few more positions.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. You know, it's probably good for Stuart to, if he can, to sit behind Christopher, because he's going to see just exactly where Christopher's getting the pace out of that car, and no doubt they're running similar setups.
Yeah, they'd be pretty close. I mean, it's so hard to get a car set up for individuals in this sort of racing series. With the two drivers, each driver may have a small preference, so you really try and get the drivers to be similar in their driving style, so the cars can be set up fairly similar. And I'm sure these won't be too different from each other, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right. As we just saw Dylan Shepherd here, he's involved in a fantastic battle here with Philip Stoneman, and they're both in McLarens, and they're definitely dicing and swapping positions here.
Yeah, no, it looks good, Bernie. It's good to see some battles out there, and seeing two McLarens go at it, and I think that's quite funny seeing that big mouth on there. And I'm back with Gary Hamilton here, and who's overtaken him here?
That would be Guy Leach in the number 46 entry.
Yeah, that was a good move there, Bernie. You just come in underneath him there and took that position, so good driving by both drivers there. I believe Gary's doing a double stint too, Bernie, as well.
Yeah, I think Gary is. We're just going to jump back in the replay to see if we can catch that move. So yeah, so Guy Leach got on the inside, but by the time they got back onto the main straight, Gary was in front again, I think.
Gary just had a little moment again there, Bernie, coming into turn 3. Just must have had a little bit of a lose or something. Maybe these stints are getting a bit too much for him.
Yeah, well, double stinting there can take a lot out of you, and you're right, he has dropped a couple of seconds there on Guy Leach in second, so hopefully he can get his concentration going again.
Yeah, he just sort of really caught up to Guy there, just maybe outbraked himself and ended up having to take his foot off the brake there, and he ended up on the grass, so lost a bit of time there trying to get the car around that corner there, Bernie.
Yeah, and having a look at his lap times, it'll be interesting to see if he can close that gap back up on Guy, or if Guy's now going to be released to try to chase down the 31-second deficit over Christopher Osborne. And looking back, it looks like Dylan Shepherd has made that move on Philip Stoneman for 15th position.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here with Gary. He pitted in at lap 29 here, Bernie, and he just hasn't seemed to have got into the rhythm here at the moment. He's in the 151s. He had a couple of 152s, whether that's going through traffic, which I would assume it is, and then still in the 151s, so something up here at the moment. The car just doesn't seem to have the pace as it should do.
Yeah, and the last lap was a 154, but that's probably the 3 seconds he's lost when he went off that track that time, so we'll see what he does this lap.
Yeah, and Guy's he's in the 150s. He's close to 151s, but definitely quicker at the moment. I mean, Guy, sorry.
Yeah, we might jump on board with Gary and just see if we can see if he's having any trouble with the handling of that vehicle. Yeah, it looks like he's just losing a bit of drive out of the corners there as his back end kicked out a bit in the last corner. So maybe it is just concentration there, Adrian.
Unless they did some sort of tyre pressure change as well, Bernie, in the pit stop and went the wrong way on the tyre pressures without anyone giving us a heads up on it, but that could be another reason. I know that's something that you can do in the pit stop, is just change tyre pressures, so maybe they went the wrong way on those. Yeah,
well, that's right. It could have been that, and as he runs wide again, and you know, with the way iRacing allows your teammate now to do all those changes for you, I wouldn't be surprised if the teams are looking at tyre pressures and adjusting them during the race.
Yeah, well, that's it. And the 222, Justin McEwen, it certainly seems to be running at numbers. They're not even close to doing 150s. They're in the 151s, 152s. So they went longer than everyone else. So they're definitely sticking to a number. I don't know if it's the right way to go, but look, we'll find out near the end of the race. You'll find it interesting on their last pit stop anyway.
Yeah, that's right. But that car is currently 5 laps down, so you know, I think they've been in trouble since the start. I'm not sure if they were involved in an incident. I think that was the one Adam Newton was in, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, you're right there, Bernie. That clearly was it. I'm just getting myself. It's Scott that we were looking at earlier, so wrong car I was looking into.
Yeah, so Scott Tamlin at the moment's in 6th position. He's in the 151s at the moment. as I had to do a double take because I thought everything went in slow motion then, but it's just a camera angle.
Yeah, different camera angles definitely make it different, and Scott's doing a double stint here, and I'm pretty certain some of these guys are definitely trying to run to a number and try and extend it and only do a 2-stop, but sometimes it's not worth going that little bit slower. Sometimes it is, but I've seen it happen before, Bernie. You can go a bit slower and get less stops in, but who knows with this track? It comes down to the pit stalls, actually.
Well, that's right, and how well you can enter the pits, and I know the pit entry here is quite a tricky one, with quite a sharp chicane, I think, that you have to negotiate.
Certainly is, Bernie. So it's one of those tracks that you've got to be careful getting into the pits. And look, Benjamin's going to be on the back of Scott here in a minute and pushing him for all he's worth. So will be interesting to see how this battle pans out soon.
It certainly will be, as we'll jump on board with Benjamin and do a lap around here in the McLaren, folks. Yeah, it's quite interesting here, Adrian, seeing how early Benjamin can get on that accelerator through those corners.
Yeah, and you can see how a little bit later that rough actually gets on the brakes. So they're just those different aspects between those two cars, and a little bit of feedback here from the viewers that probably something that we didn't see was possibly that Gary may have not taken tyres on his pit stop. I don't think we saw his pit stop at all, did we, Bernie?
We saw him come in. He did a 35.7 second stop, so it's highly likely that he didn't take tyres because he's some 17 seconds in front, 9 seconds to 17 seconds in front of the guys that did take tyres.
So thanks for that, viewers. Giving us a heads up on that, something that we can't always cover, but thanks for the information. It's good to see that they're following along and giving us a little bit of heads up, and it makes it a little bit easier to source this stuff out as Scott here has been overtaken.
Yeah, that's right. We were riding on the roof cam as Benjamin made that move on Scott Tamlin, so Benjamin's now going to try and close in on Tim Ballinger in the TD Racing entry. So having a look at our top 10, folks, we've got Christopher Osborne at the moment in front. He's got a 36 second lead over Guy Leach in the SEK Queensland rough. Gary Hamilton in third at the moment, and according to our viewers, may not have taken tyres. Timothy Schweck is in 4th position in the Rossman's Porsche number 91 entry, 54 seconds down from the leader now. 5th, Tim Ballinger in the TD Racing 727 BMW, followed by Benjamin Smith in the Darrell Lee Sticks McLaren, Scott Tamlin just behind him in the 333 Elements Motorsport Rough. Brett Garitas doing a great job here, teamed up with Gavin Sadler, currently in 8th position. 9th is George Fullerton. That's a good recovery from George. They were involved in an incident with the 67 Blackadder Motorsport BMW earlier on tonight. Stuart Wood is another great recovery here. We saw this car T-boned very early in the race, and he is now back up in 10th position in the Direct Clutch Services 018 entry.
Yeah, so we've got 2 BMWs now up in the top 10 there, Bernie. So doing a good job, and yeah, just the 2 BMWs and 1 McLaren. So these roughs are certainly taking it to it tonight.
Yeah, they certainly are. And looking further down, we've got 4 McLarens. All the BMWs and McLarens are from 12th down to 20th. So I think they just enjoy hanging out together.
Yeah, probably thinking it's better racing back there and having a while of time down there trying to battle each other, I think, Bernie.
Yeah, that's probably it. As we are having a look now of the 26th entry here, Jason Black behind the wheel, battling it out here for 12th with Joseph Cardamone in the number 68 Blackadder Motorsports BMW. And then right behind him is John King. Looks like John's double stinting as well in the 66 Blackadder BMW.
Yeah, he would be double stinting. So the guys are working out their strategies, and look, there's quite a few out here, I think, tonight, Bernie. It looks like maybe tyres, early stopping, trying to push as far as you can. So definitely quite a few different strategies going out there, and it's good to see that they're trying those sort of things to try and get their car up near the front.
Yeah, it definitely is. And as we saw there, Joseph Cardamone in the 68 BMW got a great launch off that corner and got a bit of a gap. But having a look now, Tim Ballinger is looking at lapping the number 9 car, and that's Greg Harvey behind the wheel of that vehicle at the moment.
Yep, as he has a look inside, and good driving there. The lap car gave him plenty of room, probably a bit too much room because he ran wide, but it did upset his battle, but I'm sure with the speed he should gain up as my cameraman goes back to Jason Black here in the RA in the Blackadder sandwich.
That's right, and he's trying to clear that car in front for 12th position at the moment.
I do like the paint job on those Sticks cars. So it's actually quite a nice paint job there, Bernie. It's a great effort, and like I said, these guys go to a phenomenal effort to get these cars out there and painted as well as they do. That's
right, and for the viewers out there that aren't familiar with this series, ERA are actually, they've got an association with the GT3 real life McLaren team, and they have sponsorship with Darrell Lee Sticks, so it's great to see they're running the same livery as their real life counterparts are.
Yeah, certainly is, Bernie. It's good to see sponsors come aboard and put in that bit of effort to our sport here, Bernie. It's something that we can be proud of and enjoy having them along here, and I hope they enjoy seeing their cars up in the battle and getting the viewing that they deserve.
Yeah, that's right, and I'm pretty sure also that sponsoring an iRacing virtual racing team would be a heck of a lot cheaper than sponsoring a real life racing team. So if there's any sponsors out there that are are interested in sponsoring any of these teams, definitely drop them a line, and if you can't get in touch with them, let us know and we'll put you in touch with them.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. It's good to have you have these sponsors out here, and you can see there's quite a few. You know, we've got Darrell Lee Sticks out there on the McLarens. SEK Queensland do a fantastic job with this series. They're the naming rights for the series, and you know they've got a few cars, and Pagnium Imports, which also with the IRF boys there as well. So they split the two sponsors over a couple of cars, so they all do a fantastic job out there, Bernie.
Yeah, definitely, and we've got Selby sponsoring the Selby Motorsport team, and so if you're after computer hardware, go to selby.com.au. They're another great sponsor and supporter of this series, so definitely support these guys if you can, folks.
Yeah, and Blackadder has also got a, I think it's another gaming importer on their car, don't they, Bernie?
They do. I'm just waiting for them to launch their new livery. Oh, as the number 9 goes wide on the grass, I tell you what, he was lucky to keep that off the wall there.
Yeah, once you get out there wide, Bernie, it's certainly hard, and hopefully Colin's not in that car. I hope Tim's in the car, because it looked like he fell out there, so there's still a few internet issues out there, Bernie.
Was that Tim Ballinger? Or
No, Colin Schweck.
Yeah, Timothy Schweck's behind the wheel at the moment, so they probably dodged another bullet. I think that happened last week, didn't it, or the week before?
Yeah, I believe so, Bernie. As watching Guy here split the Blackadder Motorsport cars here, so the lead car getting through, and geez, one of them have got a bit of a damage on the front there. They haven't repaired it, so it must be all good to keep racing, and he's doing a good job out there, John King.
He certainly has, and he's managed to round up, it looks like Benjamin Smith as well, so he can now run as rear gunner there for his teammate.
Yeah, no, they're doing a great job, and we've got the other McLaren. Is it Joseph? Yeah, Joseph. Oh no, that's not Joseph in the McLaren. He's in the Blackadder. It's Dylan Shepherd. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. He's just gone around that Blackadder Motorsports BMW.
Yeah, so Dylan's one lap down now, and it looks like he's now putting the pressure on John King. So John actually got past Joseph and Jason, so something must have happened to those two in the last lap or so.
Yeah, it could have, you know, with Guy coming through, they might have lost a little bit of time. You know how that sometimes doesn't work out when you're racing guys. You might end up losing a spot just because you're giving away to the fast guys.
Yeah, that's right. As we jump on board now with Dylan Shepherd, and guys, Dylan normally runs on a Thursday night in the Star Mazda series, so if you're into the open wheelers, tune in to our live broadcast of that great series.
And it's good to see the Blackadder Motorsports there running your logo there, Bernie, on the rear bumper.
Yeah, and it's great to see the guys give us a little bit of promo there and on their cars.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. It just shows you the respect they have for the broadcast that you put on for them. So a big shout out to those guys for enjoying what they see out here on the night.
Yeah, that's right. And folks, if you do enjoy what you're seeing tonight, definitely give us a like and let your friends know. I'm trying to build the viewership up on this young channel, so any help you can point our way is always greatly appreciated.
And the battle's on here between Dylan Shepherd and John King here, Bernie. Trading a couple of blows there. John went a little bit too deep, and then Dylan came back around underneath him. So pretty good battle there, Bernie.
Yeah, it certainly is, and we're riding on the roof cam, I think, with Dylan when that move was made, and he made it look so easy.
Yeah, he certainly did, and at the moment I was in the cockpit, and geez, that bonnet there of John's is not looking too pleasant at the moment.
No, he's definitely got a big hit on the right-hand side of that vehicle. I think it's the right-hand side. So no doubt he'll be looking at using that fast repair next pit stop.
Yeah, it's good how that they can choose when to use it, because obviously it hasn't deterred the speed of this thing, and he's driving it quite well. So you don't want to fix your car up if you don't need to, and that's the brilliance for not having that use that fast repair, Bernie.
Yeah, that's right, and it was big shout out to iRacing to implement that. I know the community, a lot of the guys in the community wanted that, and iRacing listened and implemented that pretty much the next release. So great work there to the iRacing staff.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. It's not an easy task. It's so much code that they got to put in there. So to get that working without too many dramas has been great. And even same with this series, you know, changing drivers. Remember when they first launched it, used to have issues with driver swaps. You couldn't do it at a certain time, or you'd get stuck in the air, or you get dropped and you had to get another tow again. So amazing what they do, Bernie, and they spend a lot of time and making our racing as good as it is.
Yeah, definitely, and I think at last count they had over 66,000 subscribers to iRacing, and it's growing every day. So if there's any viewers out there that want to give sim racing a go, definitely check out iRacing.com. They have some very cheap deals to get you started, and I'm sure if you love your racing, you'll really enjoy this esport.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie, and I'll say I'm still fairly new compared to a lot of guys out there, but I've joined in and found it great. You know, joining a league is probably one of the best things, but you definitely got to get the skill in the car first to understand what you're doing. And like they say, you know, one step at a time. You know, one season, stay in the car. As I'm here at Chris at the moment, looks like he's going to overtake, and he's been given the okay there by I think it was Garrett's there, wasn't it, Bernie?
Yeah, I think that was Brett Garitas there behind the wheel of that BMW as Christopher now goes past. He's actually now got a 44-second lead over Guy Leach, who's looks like he's having some sort of internet connection issues there. Third place, Timothy Schweck, 58 seconds, 59 seconds down now from our leader. Tim Ballinger doing a great job here, and in fourth now, 89 seconds down. And rounding out our top five is Benjamin Smith in the Darrell Lee Sticks McLaren.
Well, we can confirm the Blackadder's sponsor, thank you to Mark. It's actually GP Racing kart manufacturer, so totally off the planet there, Bernie. I got it all mixed up, and it's actually karting products that they're getting sponsored by.
Fantastic. So that was GP Racing, was it?
Yes, Bernie.
Fantastic. Well, hopefully the Blackadder guys, let us know if you're going to change your livery, because I'd love to give your sponsor a bit more of a plug, or even if you have their website, let us know and we'll let the viewers know.
Yeah, because we definitely have a few go-karting fans out there, Bernie, and a few actually go-karters as well. So yeah, get that out on board, and we can put it out there, and the guys can check out their go-karting products from there. Yeah,
definitely. And it's great to see yet another sponsor coming on board out there. And also, if there's any companies out there that wish to sponsor our telecast, by all means get in contact with me, and we can talk business, as they say.
Yeah, it's a good show here today, Bernie. Putting on an effort. There's something going on everywhere. As I see, Philip Stoneman here is getting overtaken by Martin Davis at the moment, going into the corner here, and Martin's got the job done. So good driving there by Martin.
Yeah, that's right. Going side by side through there's no easy task, because let me assure you, folks, that corner is actually a lot sharper than it looks from TV.
Yeah, I used to race this track in another platform, and I always liked it there, and I always did quite well. I love the nature of the track, so I'm definitely keen to get a race out on here, and I know that was one corner there. I had cars sideways through there and kept it going, so it was quite spectacular, but wasn't very quick though.
Yeah, it'd be great to get you out on the iRacing track and just so you can give us your impressions of how different or the same it feels compared to that other platform you were racing on.
Definitely better, Bernie. I've been out here practicing during the week, just trying out the car and with the setups in the BMW and that, and it's very much the same layout. There's no two ways about the way that you turn into corners and that. They're very much similar, but you get the bumps in this, and no, just phenomenal. I enjoy it. It's just a great racetrack, and just familiar for me coming off that other platform, but yeah, it's so much different in the way that you've got all the bumps and that, and the elevations are a lot better.
Yeah, and I guess that's because this track's laser scanned on this platform, where it may or may not have been on the other one, but one thing iRacing does well is their track layouts. They get them, I think, within 4 or 5 millimetres of real life.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff what they do, and that's why it takes so long to get a track out here and on here, and takes their time to get it all right, because they've got to laser scan it, and and there's a lot more other stuff that we don't see as licensing as well, Bernie, and that's why we have a rough instead of a Porsche. So it all comes down to licensing and letting it go. So they do a great job with that.
Yeah, exactly. We're just having a look at Greg Harvey here in the number 9 car, because he's had a bit of a lose, and we're just having a look at the replay now, folks. Oh yeah, he had a huge lose. He's come into the hairpin. Oh man, heavily into the tyres there. It looked like he lost his brakes or something there.
Yeah, I just can't get him on my replay at the moment, Bernie, so I'm just going to get back and watch yours for a second and see how it goes out on that. But yeah, his car is definitely torn up on what I can see. And yeah, he's skidded the gravel. Oh
yeah, he's coming in the pits now to get repairs on that car, but it just looked like he just missed his brake marker and just hit that gravel, and he was a passenger from there.
Yeah, just coming into there, and if you're gonna miss your brake marker, it's that gravel doesn't really slow you down, and yeah, off you went. But yeah, quick repair there, Bernie. Nothing else by the look of it, just quick repair and out back on the track.
Yeah, he was lucky to get away with that, I think, but without any steering damage, because that car looked like it was tracking straight. So yeah, so that car's now circulating. They are, looks like 2 laps down in 22nd position at this stage.
Yeah, and they'll keep going, Bernie. Week in, week out, these guys are always putting in an effort and keep racing. They're out there to enjoy it, and that's what they do. And if you don't keep going, you won't learn anything. So, and that's what the boys are doing.
Exactly right. And I say it every week, and I'll say it again. It actually, I think, is more beneficial for the team when you keep on going with a car that's not handling too well, because it strengthens your driver's abilities to drive that car when it is handling well.
Yeah, for sure, Benny. And you try a few things out too, like you'll go back and you'll test them, and you've got the setup there from last time, so you'll know that you'll change it. It's just working with it, and a biggest thing with these is a setup, and you've just got to get the right guy there with you. Or if you are struggling, why don't you approach a team and see if they'll help you along, and you can sort of say, well, look, we still want to be on our own, but we'll help you with setup and give you feedback and see what happens from there.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of teams out there that are willing to help other teams. We're a pretty friendly community there. Speaking of friendly, I was just looking at Christopher Osborne's time. He did a friendly 149.682 compared to Timothy Schweck's 150.359. But I don't know if it's on your monitor, but Guy Leach looks like he's having internet connection issues from here.
There's been a few guys that are actually been dropping out. See, like I've got Chris that's white on my monitor at the moment, Bernie. So this just seems like the server is just struggling a little bit with keeping everyone up there.
Yeah, it's on mine. Guy hasn't appeared now for a while. He's back, so it's probably, as you said, just the server trying to synchronise everyone. But hopefully he's not having too many issues out there tonight.
Yeah, it's really strange, isn't it, Bernie? I think it's just the clashing of who we're with. So sometimes it's just who you're racing against, and you just have an internet connection issue with that person, and then once you get through, it's not too bad. But yeah, it's one of those things, I suppose, Bernie.
Yeah, so I'll give the viewers a bit of an update here. Christopher Osborne now has a 50-second lead over Guy Leach in the SEK Queensland Rough. Timothy Schweck is doing a great job in third at the moment, 62 seconds down from the lead. And Tim Ballinger for TD Racing having a fantastic run tonight in fourth position, 97 seconds down. Benjamin Smith in the Darrell Lee Sticks McLaren is running in fifth, followed closely by Scott Tamlin in sixth. And Scott Tamlin is the last driver on the lead lap at the moment. And it looks like he won't be on the lead lap much longer because Christopher Osborne is now starting to close in on Scott.
Yeah, it's just Chris is just a phenomenal driver, isn't he, Bernie? He just gets out there and he puts these lap times down consistently, and just unbelievable how he can do it, lap after lap. So congratulations to him. I just hats off to him, mate.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he's the only driver out there in the 149s at the moment. All the other drivers, or most of them, are in the 150 to 151s. So he's definitely hustling this rough tonight.
Yeah, certainly is. And where are we looking for? Oh, it looks like we've got Baden Reed in the car now, so it looks like the change is on in the 111 car there, Bernie.
That's right, and Christopher Osborne has now dived into the pits as well. Remember, they stopped early, so I'm just trying to calculate how long this stop was. I think it was another 45-minute stint for that team.
Yeah, and that should be a driver's change. I did see Brad Wooten join the server a little while ago, so he'll definitely be jumping in the car now, which he has done. So it'll be interesting to see how far Baden goes. He's up into 7th, so we must have another car in the pits there, Bernie.
No, there's only one in at the moment that I can see. Yeah.
Oh, it just keeps moving up and down. There you go, Bernie. It's just my my telemetry's going all haywire again. So there you go.
Yeah. So at the moment, Brad Wooten is still in the lead, but Guy Leach, because Guy Leach is now in the pit, so that looks like they've changed their pit strategy up a bit. And that leaves Timothy Schweck to take back the lead in the number 91 Rothmans Porsche.
Yeah, so that was a big stop there, Bernie, now. So they've done a 53-second there for the direct clutch rough there. So I take it Brad's going to run this thing out of fuel, and then Chris will take over for the last stint, I reckon. There'll be another stop, I reckon, for that rough there, Bernie. I'm almost willing to put money on it, but I'm not that big of a gambler, man.
Well, we've still got an hour and 43 minutes to go, so I'll take that bet. I can guarantee they'll have another stop.
Well, there you go. Well, they'll be certain, and I reckon they'll go for at least the hour this time, Bernie.
Okay, well, I'm not sure about that. You could be right. I'm just not sure. I'm not that big a gambling man, put it that way. But having a look at the number 46, they've just come out of the pits. They did a 53-second stop, and Rod Pinder's back behind the wheel of the SEK Queensland entry.
Yeah, so that pit stall is getting pretty busy in there. There's quite a few cars that have gone in now. Looks like we've got Aaron Osborne back into that TD racing car. They're dropped down to 9th at the moment. So yeah, there's quite a few cars going in the pits at the moment.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting time, isn't it? Because it looks like some of these teams have changed up their strategy a bit on this stop.
Yeah, definitely longer stops in this one in there, 40 odd seconds, 50 odd seconds. So some are definitely putting in the fuel and tyres this time and making sure it's full right up to the top.
That's right, and before Christopher Osborne's team, they were out of sequence by a good 15-20 minutes, but we've noticed now some of these teams are actually matching that team's pit strategy.
Yeah, as Brad's here, he's having to fight here, get around some lap traffic at the moment, which is probably not helping at the moment, and we'll see how he goes here. He goes a little bit wide, and oh, jeez, he had to dive out of there. The McLaren slowed down, and he had to really get out the road then.
Yeah, he certainly had to jump to the left there, didn't he? But when you've got such a big lead, you always hold your breath when you're starting to get into tight lap traffic.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. You really don't like coming up against a group of guys that are battling because you know they don't want to give up the spot, but yeah, you know, and you don't want to hold them up either. But you've just got to get your way through there, and you need to keep pushing because it'll hold your lap times up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I don't know about you, Adrian, but I'm thinking we should probably have a couple of minute break so I can get another coffee and you can get another beverage of your choosing. So what do you think about that? Should we let the viewers just run on autopilot for a couple of minutes?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We'll give them they'll sit down and have a watch of the race while we go and have a drink and whatever we need to do for a couple of minutes. Yeah, that sounds great, Bernie.
All right, so viewers, we're just going to have a quick break. We should be back in a couple of minutes to continue on with the last race, but in the meantime, enjoy the coverage. Okay folks, I'm back. I've got a new coffee and ready to go for the last hour and 34 minutes here. So to give you an update on the top 10, we have Timothy Schweck at the moment in the number 91 Rothmans rough, yet to take his second stop. Brad Wooten in second and closing, 2.6 seconds down now. He has taken his second stop. Benjamin Smith is in third position in the number 99 Darrell Lee Sticks entry, and he hasn't taken his second stop yet either. In fourth in the 111 entry, we have Baden Reed in the car taking over from Gary Hamilton. And rounding out our top 5 folks, we have Scott Tamlin also for Element Motorsport, waiting to do his second stop, and he's pretty much double stinted from the start of this race. Rod Pinder is in 6th in the number 46 entry. He's taking over from Guy Leach in the SEK Queensland rough. And their sister car, the number 500, is now up into 7th. If you picked up earlier in the broadcast, this car was involved in a fairly heavy accident with the number 67 Blackadder BMW. And another car recovering from an earlier incident is the number 018 with Stuart Wood behind the wheel of the Direct Clutch Services rough. They were also involved in an incident coming through the corner they're going through now, in fact, with another driver. Aaron Osborne is now in 9th in the 727 TD Racing entry. And rounding out our top 10 is Dylan Shepherd, who's also double stinted in their McLaren.
Yeah, Bernie, the TD Racing guys, I think they might like aircrafts because they've got a 727 and they've got a 717. So sounds like they're trying to get sponsors off of Boeing there, I think, Bernie.
Well, you could be right there, and we'll see if they come out with a 737 in the future.
Yeah, well, if they can get another team out there, it wouldn't surprise me if they had a 737.
Yeah, that's right. But anyway, I'd like to welcome to our commentary box Gary Hamilton. Welcome, Gary. How's your race been going at the moment?
Yeah, g'day, Bernie, Adrian, everyone. Yeah, not quite as we planned. Obviously, Chris has got some pretty awesome pace tonight. Don't really have an answer for that, so he's out of there, and we're hoping for him to make a mistake. But yeah, we tried. We tried something a little bit different there. Tried to not take tyres on the first pit. That didn't work out very well for us. It was very, very difficult to drive, and unfortunately, we didn't gain anything from that. So yeah, we pitted a little bit earlier than planned, trying to recover from that mistake, and yeah, Baden's in there now, doing a good job.
Yeah, he certainly is. We've got him on camera at the moment, Gary. He's sitting in 4th position and circulating, doing in the 150s, which is pretty much what the whole field's doing. But yeah, we didn't pick up about your tyres. The viewers actually tipped us off on that, so thank you to our viewers for letting us know about that. So looking at the rest of the race here, is Baden going to take this to the end, or are you expected to jump back in the car again?
No, we'll run Baden till the end now, so definitely won't make the same mistake as the first half of the race. So yeah, he'll run to the end. Obviously he needs another pit, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I mean, I think we're looking pretty good, probably, as long as no mistakes happen. I'm guessing we'll probably end up where we started.
Yeah, and it looks like Scott Tamlin in the 333 entries also doing a great job out there. He's got that car up to 5th, so yeah, so your sister car's in the top 5 as well, so well done.
Yeah, that was good to see. I know Scotty's off a different strategy at the moment, so hopefully that works out good, but he's yeah, he's definitely got it in a good spot for now. I think he'll probably finish pretty strong.
Yeah, so how do the tyres on this on the rough go? Like you said, you double stinted on them, so when did they actually start dropping off?
Well, yeah, I think we might have the pressure's not right for you, because basically the car, it's just lacking grip sort of everywhere. The balance is okay. The set's nice, but as you can see from Chris Osborne there, we certainly don't have that pace. But yeah, throughout the first stint, what was interesting is that I never really had, a real sort of quick lap at the beginning, and then had any major sort of drop off. So that's why I thought I'd give it a go. And unfortunately, as soon as we put the fuel in it, the tyres definitely didn't like that, and I started. It was very, very difficult to drive then, and I started to lose sort of too much time. Basically, once we could pit, we took that, and so I won't do that again.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, the good news is Baden's up into third now as other teams take pits, so keep up the good work. But before we let you go, Gary, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight, mate?
Well, obviously yourself. I've never been a part of anything like this, and it's kind of cool. Yeah, we really do appreciate what you guys do, and obviously Gavin run the series. But Baden as well, this is all his idea. He used to battle him in the last couple of seasons, and he sent me a message and said, hey, let's stop battling each other and try and beat some people. So I don't mind the sound of that.
No, that sounds good, because we know both you and Baden are very fast drivers out there, so it's great to see you guys teaming up. Is 3C still one of your sponsors out there?
Yeah, we got that on the car there. Yeah, it's just a bit of a token thing. I wish I could say it was real and we got lots of free beer, but you never know. It might be a real brewery one day.
Yeah, I was hoping it was a real thing, because I was going to hit you up for a case. But anyway, Gary, thanks for popping in, mate. Best of luck for the rest of the race, and hopefully we'll see you on the podium in an hour and 27 minutes.
Yeah, thanks, Benny.
So that was Gary Hamilton there, teamed up with Baden Reed, and they're currently in third. So, Adrian, while we were doing that interview, there was a bit of action out there, mate.
Yeah, Bernie, poor old, I think it was Greg Harvey there, came off a turn 4 there, I believe, and spun out and had the curse of the rough and spat him out into the wall, and he had to limp the car back. So I believe they've had a quick repair and got that car back out on track. And we've had a change with the lead with Timothy Schweck back in the car again. He done his pit stop, so that's all sorted there.
Okay, so it looks like Timothy's doing a double stint in that car. Has Colin come back on the server yet? Because we noticed you said he dropped out earlier tonight.
Yeah, he's back on again, so hopefully he doesn't have too many more issues, or if he does, he has them now before he gets back in the car there, Bernie.
Yeah, that's right. It's better to have issues out of the car than in it, that's for sure. It looks like we've also got Hayden Burns here waiting for an interview from Selby Motorsport. So did you want to have a chat with him, Adrian?
Yeah, bring up Hayden. It'd be good to chat. They've only got one car tonight. Good evening, Hayden. How are you going, and how's your race tonight? We only see one car out there.
Evening, guys. Yeah, we only have one car out this week here at Selby Motorsport. The number 90 car of Nathan and Sean, they're both on like work trips or something. I can't quite remember. So yeah, just myself and Chris out there tonight. And yeah, regarding our race, we can't take a trick, I tell you what.
Yeah, it's one of those things, mate. But look, with this being new in the series, I suppose it's going to take some time to get used to everyone. But no, it's good to see you out there and keep plugging away. I mean, that's the main thing. Is your strategy changed though from that sort of situation?
Well, yeah, I had heard you guys note my clearly epic qualifying performance, sticking it down in 24th. So, we kind of had to think about who we want in the car at the start. So we threw Chris in, and he can drive. I tell you what, he drove all the way up to 12th there for a while, and then about 8 laps out from the first pit stop, he goes, "Am I blinking?" And sure enough, he was blinking, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And eventually I just managed to make out over the radio that he goes, I'm coming in. So we came into the pits, and he disconnected right as he pulled into the box, and iRacing got all a bit confused and went, oh, I don't know who's in the car. So obviously I've removed him, but iRacing still thinks he's in the car, and I couldn't get in. So then I had to quit the sim and rejoin the sim, and then I could get in, but by that time we've lost a couple laps and it was all a bit over from there. But strategy has just changed to we're just going to do enough to get it home. I think we have gained a few spots. We're back in 22nd. We just gained one there with the number 9 car crashing, I think. So we're just going to try and score some points, but another top 10 goes begging for us, I think.
Yeah, it's such a shame when that sort of stuff happens, but at least one thing, mate, you can sort of see that it was not not in your control, so that's something that you can walk away with, but and walk away with your head held up high, because being in that top 10 in the field like this is no mean feat, that's for sure.
Oh, exactly. I mean, I heard you guys touch on it earlier. You guys keep putting a lot of expectation on our shoulders, but we did manage to claw back to normally where we run, which is sort of back in the top 10, not just outside of it. But yeah, as you said, the talent in this series, especially with some big teams, ERA, DCM, those guys, they certainly have the bar set very high, and obviously that's where we want to aim eventually. But we just got to keep chipping away at it. But as you said, a top 10 is nothing to scoff at. We know the pace is there. We know we know the pace is usually there in both cars. It's just sorting out little niggles here and there. Although, like you said, we're a bit out of our control tonight.
Yeah, mate, and the biggest thing that a lot of people don't understand is, like, even though you've got 2 cars out there, only one tonight, what's the difference between your driving styles between all 4 of your drivers? Because I know that can be come into a series like this where driver's got his preference, and I mean, you're still learning the ropes now back in the GT3, but you'll definitely want something out of the car, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess as we all know, part of the team racing is you got to have a car that suits both guys. Yeah, and there's no doubt about it. I'm still learning the GT3 car, but I mean, first things first, it's you want a car that's actually nice and stable to drive. So I guess, yeah, as a team, we always work towards a stable car and then do enough to get it fast enough. There's no point having a car that's really quick but then really twitchy and on edge to drive, because I mean, then you have a good chance of ending up in the pits. Yeah, as a team, we all kind of want the same thing, which is help the transition from the C-Spec to the GT3 car really well. I also have, really good guys around me and around us to help, speed up development a bit regarding just knowledge and setup knowledge of the car. I mean, obviously you see other guys in the roof, the Schweck brothers, and like I said, the DCM guys, they set the bar really high for roof runners and the element cars actually. And so, development is getting there and we're still learning, but, at the same time we can take away almost every week that we are in the hunt, and we just got to iron out little things that keep going wrong.
Yeah, no, mate, that's good. It's like another story there with TD Racing. They're fairly new, but they do have seasoned drivers in there. It's just a matter of getting it all worked together and it all falling into place in the one night, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like those TD Racing guys, they're not crawling around either. They're showing good pace in the Z4, which I heard Christian from Blackadder earlier was lacking a bit of grunt. So, for them it's a learning process as well to get the most out of that car, because obviously it has some disadvantages as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of teams that are reasonably new, and we all just got to keep plugging away at it. I mean, it's a great series to get started in as a team. There's plenty of support on and off the track, and all the guys are good on the track anyway to help what's the word I'm looking for? Encourage you to do better. I mean, it's not like you go out there risking a crash every race. I mean, we started at the back and the racing was all clean. There was no contact at all. So that gives us good incentive to keep coming back and to keep trying to get better.
Yeah, I suppose that's one I'm thinking about this league. It's definitely brought a community together, and you always see the guys out there putting up practice sessions for everyone. So, and it's not just the same guy, you know, it's all different guys putting up a practice session out there for everyone. So it's good to see in this racing community that we've got guys out there that do that, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, GT3 series, we don't always align with the regular GT3 series. I know at Sebring we did, but you know, when we don't, there are always guys putting up practice sessions. We put up some when we have the time, and it's good. You can go in there and just practice, you know, and you get a good different set of weather conditions every time. There's quite a bit of action going on track as I look at it, but yeah, so the community itself is really good for teams who are new to team racing.
Yeah, that's good. Is there anything you want to ask Hayden while he's here, Bernie?
No, just while you're up here, Hayden, did you want to give a shout out to any of your sponsors or anyone like that?
Well, yeah, as always, we'll give Selby a shout out, selby.com.au. That's Sean's business. If you need any home cinema sort of stuff, that's where you go. And Nathan, if you're still watching, we did our best, man, but something, again, just bad luck continues for now. And you guys just for, again, an awesome broadcast. Always have it going while we're racing. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Well, get down there and egg Chris on. He's currently in 22nd, and I'm sure he can make a lap back by the end of the night.
Will do. Thanks, guys.
So, folks, that was Hayden Burns from Selby Motorsport. And if you need any home entertainment gear, go to selby.com.au. So, having a look at our top 10, we've got Brad Wooten out in front at the moment from Baden Reed, who's 48 seconds down and in second position. Having a great battle there with Rod Pinder, as we can see here. Fourth, Timothy Schweck, who has just overtaken Scott Tamlin for fourth position. And then Marcelo is in sixth position in the Darrell Lee Sticks entry. So, Adrian, it looks like Rod and Baden are starting to trade blows here for that second position.
Yeah, they certainly are, and heard Gary there say the choice of going on the tyres was probably a bad one, but yeah, I was having a little bit of issues there with Baden at the moment, but yeah, they've come back. I think just shows you how strong the pairing is there with Gary and Baden to come back from that far back. So a good job by those guys.
Yeah, definitely, and it's great to see those guys team up as well, because they're both fast pedallers, and you can obviously see, you know, once they get in the same car here, they're back in the top three again tonight. So that's fantastic effort by those boys.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's a great effort, and it's to see. And like I said, this community here, or in this league, is very well committed to each other and putting out a lot of effort. So it's an awesome sight to see, and something to get into.
Oh, definitely, and it looks like the triple threes taken their second stop, and AJ Smith has taken the wheel of that car.
Yeah, so it's they were out there for a while too, Bernie. So we'll see how that goes. It's just interesting to see these strategies work out, and we won't know right until probably what I think about half an hour to go. I think, Bernie.
Well, that's exactly right. As we saw the number 9 with Greg Harvey coming into the pits again, and we did catch the end of their replay. It looked like they went into the fence pretty heavily there, Adrian.
Yeah, I did a little bit there through the interview, and thanks again to Mark putting it on to me there to throw it out. So the viewers have been really helpful tonight there, Bernie, giving us some information there. So yeah, it was a big hit. You just come off a turn 4 there, and you're definitely under power. So when that thing snaps sideways there. I think he was just a little bit too shallow, I think, there, Bernie.
Okay, and it looks like we're just having a look at Rod's car here, the number 46 SEK Queensland car. That looks quite strong there, as it's leading Baden Reed's number 11 Rough. And it's great to see under brakes. You can just see the brake discs glowing there.
Yeah, Rod's pretty good in the. He's great. He's a great driver. Definitely can put some lap times down there, and yeah, it just seems like their car's probably just a little bit quicker than the Elements car there, Bernie, tonight.
Yeah, it certainly does. It took him a while to get past that car, but now that he is, he's pulled out just over 1 second gap. And Rod's circulating in the 149.9, where the other cars are in the 150s at this stage. So it looks like we've got Tim Ballinger from TD Racing waiting to come up for the green room. Do you feel like doing another interview, Adrian?
Yeah, we can do another one. It's good to have them up here. G'day, Tim Ballinger. Welcome to the RRTV commentary booth. How's your race panning out so far, mate?
Yeah, it's all going to plan, mate. Strategy's working well, and yeah, we'll just see how we go. Hopefully top 5 if we're lucky.
Yeah, we've had a few cars have a few incidences tonight, just a couple of driver errors, we'll put it, racing problems, but you're the highest BMW in the field at the moment, in the top 10.
Oh, yeah, that's thanks to Aaron, mate. He drove a brilliant first stint. He's now there in his second one and knocking the laps out. Yeah, can't complain at all. He's doing a brilliant job.
So the strategy all going to plan so far? No hiccups in there? We're still on schedule to finish off where we are?
Yeah, mate, we've got one more stop to go and just decide which driver's going in, and yeah, we'll go from there and see how we go. Plough on.
And the lap times are pretty decent too? The tyre wear's not falling off at the moment?
Towards the end of the hour stint, you're starting to lose about a second a lap, so we're currently pitting about the 55-minute mark and just managing the tyres. Fuel's not an issue, yeah, so just seeing how we go.
Yeah, very good. And you're supporting a new paint job, so it's looking a little bit smick out there tonight, mate?
Yeah, I finally got some time off work and we got all the team liveries done, so yeah, this is our paint job for the rest of the season now. I finally get our TD Racing livery finally finished, so yeah, hopefully everyone likes the look of them, and yeah, so we're right now, hopefully.
Very good. And what's the plans for next week? You guys out there racing, or have you got a bit of time off or something?
No, we'll be back, mate. Yeah, normally I do the Asia series on a Saturday night, but I've got a wedding anniversary to go to, so that one's out. But yeah, back Sunday night, just limited preparation for that one. We'll see how we go.
Going to have to rest the shoulders onto the rest of the guys. And what do you think of the racing tonight? You had any troubles with anyone, or has it been fairly clean, back to normal status quo for this series?
It's been fairly clean. I don't understand people blocking in the first half hour, a 3.5 hour race, but other than that, it's been all right.
Yeah, very good. And is there anyone you'd like to thank, or has Bernie got a few questions that he'd like to ask you?
Yeah, I've got a really important question here for you, Tim. Adrian and I were discussing your numbering scheme, and we've come to the conclusion you blokes must like flying.
Yeah, well, sometimes when we have accidents, it's like we've got wings and take off, but yeah, the numbering system actually come from Aaron. His number was 737 when he joined the team, and you know, he's our number one driver, so we've all put our numbers around him, and that's basically where that come from. I'm not sure where the 737 come from, but yeah, if it means we go faster and fly higher, that's great.
Yeah, fantastic. So I just made a comment earlier. I was looking forward to the 737 third car coming in, but it looks like you guys are beating me to it. So, but apart from that, well done tonight. It's fantastic to see you guys having a great run, and it really goes to show how much pace you blokes have got when you don't have internet connection issues.
Yeah, we've been working on the setup, and they're getting better. We're still struggling qualifying, but our race pace always seems to be there. I mean, we're not up with the big boys yet, like Direct Clutch and them, but I think everyone realises the BMW's a little bit down this season, so we're the only one in the top 10. We're happy.
Yeah, well, that's right. You're being sixth, as your teammate just avoided the Pagnian Imports rough there that turned in front of him. But sixth position's fantastic for you guys, and it's nothing to be sneezed at. And it looks like Pat O'Hara at the moment is down in 12th in your sister car, so that's another good result for your team.
Yeah, mate, it's just, like I said, really good to see that the race pace from the setups we're building now are getting there. So, we're not the quickest in qualifying, but they're nice, comfortable setups to drive for a long distance like this, and I think that's more important than outright speed, and it's showing on the track tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Well done, and keep up the great effort, and thanks for popping in. So I'll hand you back to Adrian now.
Thanks, Bernie.
Yeah, Tim. So it is good to see you guys getting the handle on this car. So it's really good to see you up there, and it's from my point of view, it's always good to see your cars get up there, and definitely from all the internet issues that you've had in the previous months and last season. So well done for that for you guys.
Yeah, no, it's been a nice relief to be able to actually sit here for 3.5 hours and enjoy a race and not stress about when we're dropping out. So, it's all coming together slowly. Like, Aaron's been an absolute breath of fresh air, and having Pat in the team as well, he helps all week with setups and testing, and just having those couple extra blokes in the team have made a huge difference, giving us all a bit of energy and motivation to keep getting quicker.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking to Hayden about earlier too. Having those extra people in the team sort of helps you pick apart the car, and as you're setting up through testing throughout the week, and everyone, not just yourself and Shelby putting on practice sessions, but the whole community doing their fair bit of throwing up some practice sessions for you as well.
Yeah, it's a great community to be a part of. Every now and then we get a bit testy when we're racing, but in the practice sessions, everyone's nice and friendly. It's a great environment, and Gavin, the boys at IRFF done an absolutely awesome job, and they keep letting the right people in. Well, it'll just get better and stronger.
Yeah, mate, that's very good. Is there anyone else you'd like to thank for tonight? And
just like to thank all the boys at TD Racing, Darren, Pat, Kurt, Aaron, and big thanks to our English mate Kev, who comes in because he's not working at the moment and helping spotting and controlling the other car for us. It's been a big help, and just thanks to all the boys, thanks to you guys there, thanks to all the sponsors, and thank you to everyone watching at home.
Yeah, thanks, mate, and keep up the good work, and hopefully we'll see you in the top 5 tonight at the end.
You'll hear me shouting if we're there.
No worries, mate. Have a good one.
See you, fellas. Thank you.
So, Adrian, while we were doing that interview, we had a look at Matthew Dignam driving around in a very damaged Pagnian Imports rough. He has brought that back into the pits and repaired and continues to circulate.
Yeah, they seem to be doing that tonight, Bernie. We are in interviews and someone decides that they need to have a accident. So thank you guys for not cooperating tonight.
That's all right. While you were doing the interview, I showed the viewers a replay in super slow-mo, so hopefully they enjoyed that bit of action. But having a look at our leader at the moment, folks, Brad Wooten still has the lead over Rod Pinder. That lead is now 47 seconds. Baden Reed is 49 seconds down from the leader, 2 seconds down from second place. Timothy Schweck still going strong. It looks like they've had a bit of damage to their number 91 rough, but they continue to circulate. And rounding out our top 5 is Marcelo Rivera in the Darrell Lee Sticks McLaren. And we were just speaking to Tim Ballinger. His teammate Aaron Osborne is 6th position and the last driver on the lead lap.
As you were speaking there, Bernie, the number 91 rough is coming to the pits, so maybe that heavy damage is too heavy, and they've put the fast repair on that, and maybe a driver swap here too.
Yeah, it looks like a driver swap. I'm just having a look back at the incidents, and that car has been involved in a couple of incidents. So we'll jump back and see if we can see where that damage has come from.
Oh, he had a lose, Bernie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. I'm just going through the replays to see if we can actually pick up when that actually occurred.
Oh, it was turn 4 again, Bernie, out on the grass, went over the ripples, and as he's come back on, it gripped up and spat him back into the wall. So big, heavy contact. Not enough where he could drive it back home and no damage to the engine, but enough there to probably ruin the car. So they've come in and got that fixed straight away.
Yeah, we've just got the replay up now in slow-mo. He just got his rear wheels on that grass, which has just done the usual rough, spitting him into that fence, and boy, he went in hard.
Yeah, he certainly did, Bernie. So good move to come and bring it in, but no fuel or anything in that. So they're gonna miss out because that's an extra pit stop that they don't really need, Bernie.
Yeah, that's right. And Colin's back in that car at the moment, and they're circulating in 6th position at the moment, 1 lap down. So that's definitely not what they needed, but looks like they're going to hold. They've probably dropped 1 position due to that incident.
Yeah, Benny, the guys are quick enough. They'll keep pushing along. I can't see them going down any further, and a good possibility they might be able to make their way back up again, but we'll see how they go.
That's right, and that releases Aaron Osborne up into 5th position here in the TD Racing, so that's looking good for a top 5 for that new team.
Yeah, again, Bernie, that team's definitely showing their strengths this season, just having the extra guys that they do have in there now, and it goes to show that if you've got more than one car, it does help out your team.
Certainly does, and it was great to get Tim to give the viewers a bit of an insight into how much work goes into running one of these teams. You know, they've got guys working on the setups with them, paint jobs, driver training, management, all sorts of things go into these virtual teams, just like the real world.
Yeah, Benny, I sort of sit there and I'm sort of in the backfield, and you know, I get my information off a team, so I know what it's like for those guys, and yeah, it's just you know, there's 5 of those guys in there doing that sort of work, so just shows the viewers that, you know, you spend your time on there. I know Tim, he's on a limited schedule as it is, and it looks like it's going to be even worse this week, that he's got to go out for the night, but not very often gets to go out, so hopefully he enjoys his time out there and lets his hair down for a change, and we'll see him back here on Sunday.
Yeah, that's right, and it's good to see him have a bit of time out, because I know he's on the road quite a lot with his work, so yeah, have a good one out there, Tim, mate.
Yeah, he's one of these people that delivers a lot of goods by road, so yeah, he's an interstate driver, so he's on the road 6 days a week, so yeah, hats off to him and the amount of time that he spends and try and gets this team running, and he does a pretty good job at that as well, so he's definitely not short of it. He definitely doesn't have a lot of time to spare, so puts in a lot of effort just to get these cars up and running.
Yeah, that's right, and just like a lot of the other teams out there, these boys put in a lot of hours during the week for these races, and it's great to see that hard work starting to pay off for them. It's, Brad Wooten at the moment has got a 47-second lead. Nothing's really changed up the front now. The only thing that's changed is Aaron Osborne is the last one on the lead lap, and he's moved up into 4th position.
Yeah, doing well there. It's you know, it's looking good for those guys to be in the top 5 tonight. It's going to be a bit of a task to get anywhere near the top 3, but no, it'd be a good top 5 finish for those guys.
Yeah, that's right, and the other guys that are having another great strong run, coming in under the radar yet again is the number 17 BMW with Gavin Sadler behind the wheel. They're currently in 6th position, and as we've seen previously, they're working their way slowly up through that field.
Yeah, another good job there by Gavin and Brett. You know, they put in a lot of effort, and you know, same again for Gavin. You know, racing here, and I know he gets a hand with this series from George as well. So George is the guy behind the scenes that we don't rarely see and say much about. But thank you, George. He takes the photos and also helps out with a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So thanks to George. But even Gavin, you know, out there putting in the effort and being in the position they're in tonight has been fantastic.
Yeah, that's right. And for any iRacing members out there, if you want to see the fantastic photos George does take of these events, head on over to the iRacing forums and have a look under the SEK Queensland thread in the Australia-New Zealand forum. And for our overseas viewers, if there's any interest, let me know, and I'll see if I can borrow some of George's great photos to put up on our website.
Yeah, it does a good job, doesn't he, Bernie? Gets in there and he's some nice funny ones in there as well, you know, gets that camera working really well and puts some funny photos up there as well. So does a great job, George, and I know he does a bit of work behind the scenes as well. So great effort by all the guys at IRF as well. So do a fantastic job with this season, and not just this league either, Bernie. I know they run quite a few others, so doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, they run a great league. I think it's a Wednesday night I got my eye on, is the truck series. That looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, Benny, I've actually raced in one at Monza a couple of weeks ago. Not the best track for a truck to run around, but it was a lot of it was a big hoot for me to run around there. First time I've driven the Silverado around Monza, and what a laugh that was. And just watching Chris here trying to take a McLaren, which he does so. But yeah, that was a hoot. Yeah, Monza's really not nice getting into turn one. The car's a bit loose, and if you turn too early, the thing's sideways. So that was a bit of fun.
Yeah, I must be honest, I actually did a practice run around Monza in the truck, and I decided to park it and not run that week. So well done on risking your life in one of those things.
Yeah, Benny, I didn't go in there with any expectations. I just went in there for a bit of fun, something different to do. I started at the back of the field. I think I started 18th, and I actually completed on the lead lap in 9th, so I did quite well to get that far, and I actually got 2 lucky dogs. So no, it was a fun race, and I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to get back out there. I just got to blow my oval tracks. I don't have many of those, unfortunately, so I'll have to get onto that and get a few of those and join in with the boys on Wednesday night. It's just a fantastic series to run, and it's a load of fun. Everyone's equal.
Yeah, I might join you, I think. So folks, if you're into iRacing, haven't run the trucks, jump in, join the IRFF league. They run them Wednesday nights, and as Adrian said, are a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a fixed setup for the ovals, which is really good, and they also do a road course, Bernie, would you believe it or not, with the trucks as well, which is an open setup, which is another. I'm glad they did, because I know the old truck, if you didn't have a setup in it, it wouldn't drive too well around corners. It was really loose, so a load of fun. I wouldn't mind watching one of those. I think see how much fun that is.
Yeah, definitely. I want someone to put on an Aussie Ute series and have us run around Bathurst and Phillip Island and the things. I reckon that could be quite interesting.
Yeah, for sure, Benny. I'm sure they're actually running at a couple of tracks. I can't be certain for now because I'm watching the racing here tonight, but I know they do quite a lot of tracks. I think they're done Brands Hatch, I think, Bernie, which would be quite interesting with the trucks. I'm sure they'll be fairly loose going around that track.
Yeah, that'd be an understatement. We're jumped on board now with our race leader at the moment, folks. Well, not actually. We're with Chris Tarrant at the moment, folks. He's currently in 6th position. He just overtook Gavin Sadler for that position. So great recovery by this team, who was involved in a nasty incident earlier on tonight.
Yeah, and it just goes to show, doesn't it, Bernie? Like you've had an incident early on, and as long as it wasn't too bad, you can get yourself and you race your way back towards the front, and finishing top 10 for these boys tonight will be probably a really good result for them tonight, considering they were taken out early.
Well, that's exactly right, and that's the beauty of these long events. You know, you can have a really bad night earlier on, and you've got plenty of time to recover from it, as this team's shown tonight, and as other teams have shown tonight as well.
Yeah, that's right, Benny. It's just been great to see these guys push forward. So really good racing tonight.
Yeah, so folks, we've got 54 minutes to go of this race. The field has spread out quite a bit. We've only got 3 cars on the lead lap, and that would be Brad Wooten at the moment leading over Rod Pinder, and third position is Aaron Hamilton. So TD Racing now finds themselves up into third position with a potential podium.
Yeah, Benny, it looks like Baden Reed has done his pit stop, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was more likely their last one for the race, and we'll see how they go from there.
Yeah, so the guys that have done their last pit stops tonight is Baden Reed, so he'll be bringing that car home. The Schweck brothers have also done a third pit stop, and that was probably to fix that heavily damaged car. So it'll be interesting to see if they can get that car home now. Benjamin Smith, currently 9th in the Darrell Lee Sticks entry, has also taken their third stop. Paul Mansell in the McLaren have taken their third stop, as well as Terry Marwood.
Yeah, Bernie, just seen Adam Funslow just lose it coming onto the main straight. Doesn't look like he's damaged the car, but definitely lost probably a couple of spots there, I think.
Okay, we'll jump back and see if we can catch that bit of action. Yeah, it looks like he started to get a bit loose coming into the S's, and he's just not been able to recover it. Well, actually, he's overcorrected now, and he's swinging back across the track.
Yeah, just one of those things, isn't it, Bernie? You've got to be, the rough. It's one of those cars you really got to know how to drive properly, and if you get it a little bit wrong, it can catch you out, which we've covered many a times on this series.
Yeah, we have. The rough has a tendency to really do that old tank slapper move when you least expect it, but I must give a shout out to the McLaren driver who avoided that carnage. I think that was Terry Marwood there who managed to not collect Adam there, so well done, Terry.
Yeah, good driving. You can't say it's luck. Sometimes the drivers are good at what they do and can get around it. And so, good driving there for those guys.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of good driving, it looks like we've got Mark Noble waiting to come up, so I might bring him up and have a bit of a chat.
Yeah, mate. I think they may have retired.
Yeah, I'd say they have, but we'll let Mark tell us the news. Hey, Mark, welcome to RRTV's commentary booth. Great to see you out there having a run tonight, but it looks like you guys may have retired for the night.
Yeah, g'day boys. A few of our drivers were qualified for the Premier Series tonight, so I was out there by myself. These old eyes don't last much longer after an hour, so I was losing concentration and everything, so it was better off parking it instead of getting in someone's way.
Oh, that's bad luck, mate, but it looks like you got 44 laps in, so did you enjoy your stint out there tonight?
Yeah, I thought I'd just try something. I knew I probably wouldn't last the whole race, but I just started with the 60 litres, see how I went. Didn't quite make qualifying, but that was okay. I was staying with Mr. O'Hara for a while there, but say after about 3/4 of an hour, my concentration started going, and but it was. Yeah, no, I love this track. I used to love it in the V8 when I was running the V8 as well. But yeah, it was good fun. I was trying to let the quicker guys through, even if they were lap down or something. I just let them through. So yeah, as I said, I knew it wouldn't last the whole race, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, fantastic. And what's the go with these BMWs? I thought you were a rough man.
That's when you get a lot of young fellas in your team. They sort of con you into it. Yeah, as you know, I drove the rough for a long time. Even stayed with it when everybody switched. But last season and this season, they've conned me into it. But I'm enjoying it. Something different for a change. So yeah, no, it runs well.
Fantastic. And we noticed one of your team were running a McLaren, I think it was, earlier on tonight. How are they doing?
I think Zach from the US, he was having problems with getting ghost slowdowns. I think because of his internet. I think he got one every lap for 5 laps in a row. So they ended up parking it as well. So yeah, it was unfortunate, but yeah, they've been trying the McLaren this season, but not going to say good, to be honest. It's a bit hard when you got the team running BMWs and only 2 of them running the McLaren. It's a bit hard to get swap ideas for setups and stuff. So
yeah, it certainly is, and the McLaren's quite a different beast compared to the BMW. So have you got any other Kimmy rural fencing cars out there at the moment, or have they all retired tonight?
No, should be Lance and Pat in there. Just having a look to see where they are.
21st, guys.
Oh, there we go. We just brought them up. Yeah, running 21st, 3 laps down. So looking like they're doing a very good job out there to bring that car home tonight, Nobby.
Yeah, I think they might have had an incident in the early part of the race because they pitted very early. I went past them in the pits, so maybe they went into a wall or had a bit of an incident, so that sort of put them back a bit. But no, they're going okay, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Adrian, is there anything you'd like to ask Nobby about?
Mark, we've been discussing all night with a few teams out here, and you've just hit on it there with the reasons that you're struggling a little bit with setup with the cars, is that you've got different cars. Do you think next season that you're going to try and stick to the one car to try and get parity out of everyone's driving?
Yeah, well, we usually do. We usually only got 2 teams, but it's the first sort of season we've only... Oh, and the last season I think the boys had the rough too. Yeah, it made it a bit hard, but I'm going to try and get all the boys to run in the same car. We'll choose that before the end of this season, so we'll see how we go. Yeah, the old fella might even try and con him back into the rough, I think.
Yeah, fair enough too, and at the moment it looks like one of the cars to have, especially in this race. We've got quite a few roughs up the front there, and just one, well, probably a couple of BMWs up in the top 10 as well, so it definitely looks like the car to have at the moment.
Yeah, it's the same. Usually it's the same, different tracks and that, but I'll tell you what, these direct clutch, Brad and Chris, mate, these I don't think it matters what car they're in. I think they'd be hard to beat in any car, mate.
Yeah, for sure. I've been with Bernie now for this season and last season commentating, just watching Chris. He's definitely a talent to be had in a car, and the ones that I've been watching, he's always been in the rough, and they haven't steered away. So even when the rough wasn't quite there, I'm sure they drove it quite exceptionally and got it near the front there as well. So just goes to show, if you stick to a car and you understand what it's doing, you can go a long way with it.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. We were getting, myself and Lance, we were getting pretty good results in the rough, and I drove it from the start. Like, when it first come out, and I stuck with it, as Bernie knows, and so these boys wanted to go to BMW, but no, we're not going too bad with it. We're understanding the car a bit better now, but see how we go next season.
Yeah, that's the key, I suppose, in it, Bernie, just sticking at it and Bernie, sorry, Mark. I just get so used to calling out to Bernie. Yeah, so it's just a matter of sticking out and try and get the car and understand and feel it out, because I know the rough and the BMW are two different beasts, and trying to get them set up is another thing on its own, isn't it?
Oh, completely different, mate. Yeah. Like we were really good with the rough. Well, I thought we were as quali and race setups, but yeah, it's only the second season in the BMW, so we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, and no, by the look at the way things are going at the moment with iRacing, the McLaren may not be out the next build. It may be the third build in the series. Is there any plans to go to the Aston?
Oh, mate, I haven't even really thought about it, mate. I don't know what the younger fellows want to do, but mate, if I can get back in the rough, I'll be happy.
Yeah, no, cool. It's good to see that guys are sticking into the mates that they're happy with. I mean, it just goes to show the commitment that you've got for that car or that brand, or what you're happy with, I suppose. I know for myself, I'd love to get into that Aston Martin when it comes out. I've always been a big Aston Martin fan, so but I love that big front engine, rear wheel drive cars. I think I prefer that more than the mid engines or the rear engine vehicles myself.
You hear that deathly silence? Obviously, we all disagree with you.
I agree with you, mate. I must admit I do like the front engine rear drive ones, but I really did like the rough. Those lot of seasons I did drive it. It was really fun to drive, and anyway, this is the way it goes.
Yeah, so a bit of news, folks. Brad Wooten now has just lapped Guy Leach in second position, so Brad's the only car now on the lead lap.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Certainly is, as Brad Wooten now has dived into the pits, so that'll bring Guy and Baden back onto that lead lap.
Yeah, it should bring a couple of guys maybe back on the lead lap, because yeah, there's as we got Adam Funslow go for another spin there, Bernie. He's not having a good night here at the moment.
No, he definitely isn't, and we'll see if we can grab that bit of action on the screen.
So it'll be interesting. I think we're getting down to the last of it now, Bernie. I believe there shouldn't be too many more stops to go. I'm pretty certain this will be the last of them.
Yeah, it definitely will be, and we're just having a look at that replay, and unfortunately Adam has nailed that inside wall, but it looks like he's been having a bit of connection issues too, which may have contributed to that incident.
Yeah, for sure. It certainly will be. Be definitely a lot of issue, and look, I know when I'm been out there racing, I got told to try and keep my frame rates down, which will help your driving. It'll be consistent throughout your practice and all that. So if you're having connection issues and your frame rate's dropping, everything becomes an issue with your race.
Well, it certainly does, and it makes it very hard to catch a car when you're dropping in and out or your frame rate's dropping. But speaking of frame rates dropping, we should let Nobby give a shout out to his sponsors before he decides he needs to have a nap.
Good idea, young fella. Yeah, all right.
You stumped him there, Bernie. You can't confuse an old man like that. Come on, you just... it makes it hard for him. He's really running on 2 cylinders now after doing 44 laps around here.
Yeah, I know. All right. I'll give a shout out to Kimmy's Rural Fencing for supporting us this season. It's fantastic to have them back on board supporting our BMWs. I'd like to also give a shout out to you two boys, RRTV, for doing a great job. There you go, Nobby.
Hang on. We've got Adelaide Tarps as well, Adelaide Tarp Specialists and Aloha Gardens. And yes, thanks to you boys at Redback Racing TV.
Fantastic. Well, you're not that senile. You remembered all your sponsors, so you passed the test. Did you want to hang with us for the rest of the coverage, or did you want to go down and cheer Lance Hawes on?
No, mate, I'll stay if you like. I probably missed half a dozen sponsors, but that's okay. We got the main ones in.
Yeah, all right. Well, anyway, Adrian, we are down to the last 40 minutes of this huge day. I don't know about you, but my voice is getting a bit croaky at this point in time. Having a look at our top 5, folks, we've got Brad Wooten still in front. Guy Leach has managed to get back on the lead lap after Brad's pit stop, and they are 38 seconds down. Baden Reed is in third position and just 1 second behind Guy now, so a battle's starting to pick up there. Chris Tarrant, fantastic recovery, up into 4th position in that direct clutch services rough. And rounding out our top 5 is Colin Schweck in the Rothmans rough.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be interesting to see how far the Schweck boys are going to go here at the moment, Bernie. We know they had an incident, but I don't think they actually took fuel or tyres, so it's going to be interesting if they have to stop again. I'm pretty certain they will, so we'll see how they fare out of that, because that was a pretty late incident they had, and it certainly won't help them gaining any more positions from where they are.
No, that's right, and if they do have to stop again, it's going to hurt them, because they've got AJ Smith, Benjamin Smith and Tim Ballinger just down the track on the same lap as them, so it could cost them down to as far as 9th position.
Yeah, it certainly can, so it wouldn't surprise me if some of these teams actually start heating up and finding out how well these BMWs are sitting there to see what they do to get their cars a little bit quicker, because I'll tell you what, that TD Racing team is definitely one of the class act in getting these BMWs out there, Bernie.
Yeah, they're doing an excellent job, and they're a very young team, but they've definitely got these BMWs hooked up at the moment, and Tim Ballinger's back behind the wheel of the 727 entry, and they're running in 8th position after their final stop, and their sister car with Kurt Metcalf behind the wheel is running in 18th at the moment.
Yeah, and that's a new pairing for those. Well, they're all new pairings, actually, quite honest, Bernie. But I know Kurt and Pat were looking for drivers to start the season and didn't have anything. So with the management behind this team has actually got them two to drive together. So it's quite a new pairing and getting them sorted. And we'll see how they go. I think by the end of the season they might be a little bit quicker and enjoying the race, and we might even see them up in the mid-pack there, Bernie.
Well, definitely, and you know, TD Racing's a brand new team. It's pretty much, I think this is their first season in GT3, and they're definitely showing their pace with the 727 entry at this stage, and I think it's only a matter of time till these other two start climbing up through the ladder too.
Yeah, for sure. It's just, I know, I'm not sure. I think Kurt ran the BMW last season in this series, but I'm not sure about Pat. I can't recall what car he was driving, but I don't think it was the BMW. I think he was in something else.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but at the moment it's on for 2nd position here with Baden Reed now starting to apply the pressure to Guy Leach in the SEK Queensland rough.
Yeah, he certainly is, and it won't take long, I don't think, for Baden. It was a swap over earlier, but look, Baden's going to put some pressure on here, and look, we know Guy's not going to flinch at all, but yeah, Baden's quite good, and I reckon he'll get around there and get 2nd position soon. Yeah,
as he dives on the inside, but yeah, we know Baden's a fast charger, and he actually was one of your drivers, wasn't he, Nobby?
Yeah, mate, Baden and AJ were running the rough last season. I think that was a better move for him to go to a team that was running the whole team was running the rough, so yeah, it was good to see him going well.
And they're in the pits now, Benny. So this is a development here.
That was a quick stop too.
Who's that in the pits?
That was Baden. I wonder if they did a quick splash of fuel. They weren't going to make it, and they had to put in a bit of extra fuel there.
Okay, so we must have been looking at the replay because we were just watching him fighting with Guy Leach.
Yeah, he peeled off at the end of lap 93, I think, mate. And yeah, it was only a quick splash, so they must have realised they didn't have enough.
Okay, well there you go. Looks like I'm having old man syndrome, folks, and we're actually watching a replay, but I assure you we're back live now. And yeah.
Yeah, well, that was... they've lost a little bit of time, so they've lost about... oh, come on, settle down, my overlays. Good on yous, thank you very much. 24 seconds, so a stop for them was 24 seconds, so it's about... That looks like 18 seconds to run through the pits there, Bernie.
Yeah, so just before he did that stop, he was all over Guy Leach there, and I tell you what, he threw it up the inside there, coming onto that back straight, and they were very lucky to get away with that. So it was good driving by both those guys.
Yeah, I think if that was the case, Bernie, I don't think Guy would have appreciated seeing him dive into the pits and going, why would you do that for if you go into the pits? So I know that's what I'd be thinking if I was the driver.
Yeah, well, Baden went into the pits just after that, but I wasn't sure if he had damage or not because he jumped to the right of the track just after they rubbed panels.
But what it's done, it looks like it's brought in Chris Tarrant not far behind him there either, Bernie.
Yeah, well, Chris is only, 4 seconds down, I think, on Baden, and I'm sure Chris is pretty hungry to get that car up into third, considering how his night went earlier tonight.
Yeah, that's amazing, that mate. He was behind me at the start of the race after the first couple of laps.
Yeah, Mark, he had a incident going into turn 2. He got taken out and had to get the car back to the pits and get a repair and work their way back from the rear of the grid.
It's a great job.
Yeah, it looks like we've got Gary Hamilton waiting to come back up for another interview. Maybe we should bring him up as Chris Tarrant closes in on his car.
Yeah, we can check to see why Baden had to drop in for a couple of seconds.
Alright, I'll let you talk to him because I'm getting a bit tired here.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Hey Gary, welcome back to the booth there, mate. We've just seen Baden drop into the pits. Can you fill us in on that?
Yeah, I thought I'd jump in just to let you know what happened there. It was a yeah, there was a contact there with Guy Leach. Obviously, it wasn't bad at all, but the sim obviously thought it was. So yeah, we had a black flag for damage for that one.
Oh, what a shame, mate. It's like if we thought it was unusual for him to dive in. We thought it might have been a splash and a dash to the end. You didn't have quite enough fuel and you had to quickly work your numbers out. But obviously, the sim is playing tricks on everyone tonight.
Yeah, I mean there was a little bit, there was a contact there, but it certainly wasn't anything you'd normally get that for, but hey, that's what happens. Yeah, no, our fuel was good. We did have to quickly rush to turn the fuel off so it didn't waste any time in the pit, but yeah, now we've got a bit of fun with Chris right behind us, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, no, you bit... Oh, sorry, Bernie. I was just saying you're having a good race there and pushing up, and Chris has been pushing to get that far, so... hopefully you do, Baden can get you back up to where he was before.
Yeah, well, 30 minutes to run, and yeah, we were looking like what we had planned, so we'll see what he can do.
Yeah, we actually caught that move on replay of Baden and Guy having contact, and I agree with you there. It just looked like a bit of a side swipe, but we noticed straight after that Baden jumped to the right of the track which must have been that net code or whatever issue iRacing threw at you. But bad luck definitely there, and hopefully Baden's got the goods to hold out Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I think the car's a bit better when it's got normal tyres on it. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for coming up and clearing that up with us, Gary, and best of luck with the rest of the race. And hopefully we'll see you on the podium in 30 minutes.
Yeah, thanks, Bernie. Hopefully second, but I'll take third.
So, folks, that was Gary Hamilton from Elements Motorsport. He's teamed up with Baden Reed, who's currently sitting in third position.
Yeah, it's very strange. The old internet doing wonders again, Bernie. It's such a shame, but that's our technical issues that we have with our sport.
Yeah, well, we had the camera on his roof at the time, and it definitely looked like there was side-on contact, but nothing too major. So it must have been a net code or something that's affected that entry tonight.
Yeah, well, it's quite strange because 5.9 seconds in the pit stall stationary definitely doesn't deem to be a big damage. That is minor damage in my books, but obviously the sim decided it was too much and had to get it repaired quickly.
Yeah, that's right, and I'm just having a look at Colin Schweck down here. These guys are still running in fifth with a bit of a question mark over whether they're going to make the distance or not, or whether they're going to have to pit that car for one final stop.
Yeah, obviously it's speculation on our behalf, but I don't think they've got enough fuel, to be quite honest, but never know, they might have done a bit of fuel saving throughout the race to get them to the end.
So having a look at our top five, folks, Brad Wooten still in the lead over Guy Leach now. Baden Reed is starting to come under pressure from Chris Tarrant for third position. Fifth, Colin Schweck. Sixth, AJ Smith in the 333 Elements Motorsport. And seventh is Benjamin Smith in the Darrell Lee Sticks entry, and the last guys on the lead lap is Tim Ballinger in the TD Racing BMW Z4.
It's going to be interesting if anyone can catch up here. Like, just looking at Colin Schweck's car, he's doing 151s at the moment. And AJ Smith is about the same time, and then Benjamin Smith is a little bit quicker than those guys, but then you've got Tim Ballinger that's actually probably even quicker than those, so it's going to be interesting here near the end, Bernie.
It certainly is, and we're having a look out of Chris Tarrant's cockpit here, folks. He's the only thing separating him from Baden at the moment is two lapped cars, so I'm sure he's going to be keen to get past these cars as quick as he can.
Well, there's one lap car he's going around now, guys, so he's got that one done, and he's had that move done quite well, and through he goes, gets out there a little bit wide, but has it all under control.
Yeah, and that was Dylan Shepherd in the TPR McLaren entry there, going, what's he now, 2 laps down, I think. So the next guy he wants to get past is a number 80 Selby entry with Hayden Burns behind the wheel of that entry.
Which won't be too much of an effort for these guys. He'll see him coming and they'll get out the road. I know the type of drivers there, and that's throughout the whole field. They're always fairly courteous. Once they know that they can't fight the position, they give way, and you know, they're pretty good, all these drivers out there.
Yeah, that's right, and that's what makes this series so good, is the respect all the drivers show each other and the courtesy, which is great to see. How did you find it out there tonight, Mark?
Oh, mate, I was the one being courteous. You're spot on, mate. Every driver in this series looks absolutely brilliant. Like, now and again, you're going to get a bit of a shovel or something like that, but that's just part of racing. But there's 100%, mate. They're top-notch mobbed racers, these fellas.
I'm just having a look at the times here as well, guys. Baden currently, he's circulating in the 149s, and he's extending that lead over Chris Tarrant at this stage.
Yeah, even Brad's in the 149, so he's doing a fantastic job tonight out there in the car there, Bernie. So he's stretching his lead out on Guy. So I reckon Brad and Chris have got the first place wrapped up here at the moment, and it's going to come down to second place and then the minor placings after that.
Yeah, well, I'm just having a look at the gap here. It looks like there's only about 18 seconds separating second and third at this stage, and Guy Leach is circulating in the 150s. Last lap Baden Reed did a 149.6, so he's pulled in 0.8 of a second in that last lap.
Yeah, so he's got time to do it. It's just going to be whether if his tyres are going to handle the pressure that he's putting on them at the moment at the end of the race. I mean, we have seen with those guys that running 2 stints on these tyres in this sort of temperature does not work. So is he going to chew up his tyres by the end of the stint though?
Well, that's the thing we're going to have to keep an eye on, isn't it? But at the moment, looking at how fast he's travelling, I'm just trying to work out in my old head here if he's going to have enough time to catch Guy, and if he does, will he have enough time to try to make a pass?
Oh, it's going to be close, Lee. I think you definitely catch up to him, but overtaking is going to be the issue that we're going to have. I mean, at the end of the race, you're not going to give your spot away for positions, so especially on the podium. So it's going to be hard for him to try and get into that second position. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to be definitely hard as we just see Guy Leach now coming. Where is he? I keep on getting lost when I'm looking at this. He's just come off the main straight through turn 1 and 2 into turn 3, and Baden's now just crossing the start-finish line.
Yeah, and looks like Tim Ballinger's made that one spot up like I thought he was going to there, Bernie. He's got past Benjamin Smith, so his next victim will be AJ Smith in the 333 rough there, which is quite a ways. It's not that far, it's only like a couple of seconds down the road, but he does have a car in between them, so we'll see how well he goes there. So there's another position that could be getting fought for near the end of this race too.
Yeah, that's right. Tim's about 4 seconds down, 3 seconds down now on AJ, and closing, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. Tim's probably got a better chance of taking that position than Baden has on catching Guy at this stage, but we'll keep an eye on both battles, folks.
Yeah, Tim just did a 150.6 and AJ did a 151.6, so he gained a second in that lap, and that was getting past Benjamin Smith the lap before, so he's definitely got some pace at the end of the race here, Bernie.
He certainly has, and I'd say he can see his quarry up there. Yeah, you can actually see him, so that could account for an extra second a lap.
Yeah, for sure. So just goes to show that these guys have definitely got this BMW hooked up, and a few of these teams should be looking and going asking a few questions. How well are they getting this car set up? So the best BMW out there tonight again.
Yeah, well, that's right. They're definitely doing something right with this car, because they're beating a lot of other teams that have been around for a lot longer than these guys. So the question would be, if another team asked them, I wonder if they'd tell them.
I'm not sure, Bernie. I wouldn't be able to say that. We'll see what happens. But no, they're doing a good job, and it looked like Tim got around that lap car quite easily. It looked like they moved over for him, so doing a great job there tonight.
Yeah, and that gap now is down to 1.6 seconds, so he's taken another 1.4 seconds out of AJ on this lap.
So that little BMW has certainly got the afterburners on and trying to run down a few more positions, and I'm sure they're trying to aim for that top 5 position there, Bernie.
Yeah, well, they've just got that position because AJ's just dived into the pits.
It's just about to tell you.
All right, over to you, Nobby. Sorry, mate.
No, I was just about to tell you AJ's in the pitch.
And he's shaking his head while he's sitting in the pits too. So having a look at our leader at the moment, Brad Wooten is doing a great job out there. 38 seconds in front of Guy Leach in the SEK Queensland entry. Baden Reed doing a fantastic job, 59 seconds down. He's taken out another 0.08 of a second from Guy Leach, but he's still got 19 seconds to pull in. Chris Tarrant is in 4th, and he's 6 seconds down the road from Baden, but he's not catching him at this stage. Colin Schweck still in 5th position, and 20 seconds down from Colin is Tim Ballinger for TD Racing in that BMW.
Yeah, so that might be a bit of a stretch for him to win that one, Bernie, but look, we'll see how that goes. It'll be interesting to see how much they can close up on that car.
Yeah, well, he's taken a second out of Colin Schweck on that last lap, and the gap to Colin is 4.16 seconds at the moment.
Yeah, and we're still unsure if they actually have to pit again or they're trying to fuel save for this last stint, because I don't know if they took any fuel in that last pit stop that they did.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I messed up yet again. I'll blame Nobby for that. The gap is actually 7 seconds, and Tim's now hunting down Chris Tarrant.
Okay, I'll copy.
Yeah, I knew you missed us, mate. That's why you come up here.
Yeah, well.
So, Nobby, with a couple of your guys leaving the team this season, how's KRF going with the new blokes, and what's your plans for the rest of this season?
No, travelling okay, mate. It was sad to see AJ and Maiden and the boys go, but as I said earlier on, I said, they moving into a team that running the one car, so it made it easier for them fellas too. But the young V8 fellas are going really well. Actually got a couple into the which guy was out of driver in the qualified for the Premier Series tonight. So they're looking good. They're all working as a team. I think the V8 boys they're sort of holding their own. They're going pretty good. We'll try and put another 3 teams in next season in the SEK, and we'll try and get more than one team in the AEC as well. So it's looking pretty good. We just have a bit of fun, so we enjoy ourselves. So that's the way we work, and I'm glad the boys sticking around and doing it for us.
Yeah, fantastic. It'd be great to see you get another car up in the AEC there, but it sounds like it's going to be a good series or season for you guys, so that's excellent news, mate.
Yeah, we know we're not going to be like in the GT this year with the BMW, but we know we're not going to be up. We're hoping mid-pack, but at the moment we're not. We've had a couple of good results this season, so yeah, just see how we go with a bit longer in the BMW and see how we go.
Yeah, well, you're a very game man to jump into that BMW, I must say, Adrian. I don't think I'd drive that thing.
It's a nice car, Benny. It's got some pace, and we know it's fairly quick. I mean, we can see it up there. It may not be the fastest out there, but it has got some pace with the right driver in there and the right setup. So it's definitely I love the car. It sounds great too. So look, I'm biased, I suppose. I love it, and the only thing I'm going to trade it in for is the Aston Martin.
That's all right, mate. I knew you'd buy it. I don't actually mind the BMW myself, but you know, I figured I might as well stir you up with only 14 minutes to go in this race.
A little bit of friendly banter goes a long way on this, I tell you, and I think we're doing all right, but we must get silly around about the 3 hour mark, Bernie.
Oh, mate, I get silly. I get silly around about the 2 hour or 2 minute mark, but I was actually, after I said my comments, I was more worried about our viewers getting on the forum and telling me I was full of it, but so I had to back out of that one pretty quick.
I thought you were a McLaren man, mate. You were in the early days.
Yeah, no, I'm a McLaren man, and I like the rough as well, but at the moment we're running the McLaren again, which is great. So having a look at our top 5, folks, Brad Wooten is now 41 seconds in front of Guy Leach. Baden Reed is 66 seconds down and in third spot here. Colin Schweck is in fourth position, and Chris Tarrant now is back in fifth position, 98 seconds down from the lead, with Tim Ballinger now trying to hunt down Chris Tarrant, and he is 8 seconds behind Chris at this stage.
So we don't have too much longer to go, so it's looking all right out here. We've got 6 guys on the lead lap just, so it's not too bad at the moment. It looked better than what it was before, guys.
Yeah, well, that's right. At one point we had only Brad Wooten on the lead lap, didn't we, until he took his final stop. But I'm just trying to see where Brad is compared to Tim. And I tell you what, he's not far behind Tim, probably about a second down at this stage.
Yeah, he's probably... you probably might actually get him and might actually overtake him here. So it was still not a bad effort to be up there and just only one lap down with the talent that's up there, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely. In 3 hours, 20 minutes to go, going down a lap now, that's nothing to be sneezed at. That team, TD Racing's done a fantastic job tonight, and they've got to be very proud of the result, as Brad nearly ran off the road there.
Yeah, he coming out on the last turn there, Bernie, he certainly was out wide, wasn't he? So pushing that car still to the end. So he's doing a good job tonight, Brad is. So hats off, he's put the effort in tonight.
Oh, definitely, and this is going to extend their lead in this series for this team, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it certainly is, and good to see Guy Leach up there in second at the moment, and Baden Reed. So good to see those guys doing well, and definitely a rough track for everyone else except for the roughs.
Yeah, we do get silly at about the 3 hour mark, don't we, Adrian?
Oh, just a wee little bit. It gets really rough around here. Yeah, that's enough with the rough jokes, you joker.
It's alright, I'm just going to let that comment hang in the air for a bit and see if we can get you embarrassed, mate, with 10 minutes to go in this race. It looks like we've also got Rod Pinder ready to come up for an interview. He's teamed up with Guy Leach from SEK Queensland entry. Hi Rod, welcome to RRTV's commentary booth. We're having a look at Guy Leach out there, and it looks like you guys are looking good for second at this stage.
Yeah, hi guys. We've had a really good run tonight, so yeah, really happy with where we're sitting. A bit close there with Baden a few laps ago. I think he got some damage from it, but yeah, I'm just glad we got through that one unscathed.
Yeah, we actually caught that on replay. It didn't, from our point of view, it didn't look like a big hit, but apparently Baden did get quite a bit of damage from that. So from your point of view, did it feel like a big hit, or was it just more like a side-on-side sort of brush?
Well, I was in the car obviously, so I only see what I see through the iRacing server, but yeah, it looked really light. It was only a 0x, it wasn't a 4x, and it was a really light brush, so I was a bit surprised that he got damage from it. Disappointing for those guys, because they're obviously running a good race. But a little bit ambitious that one, I think. He was a fair way back, so I'm just glad we got through it unscathed.
Yeah, it was quite an ambitious move, and I must admit we were on the roof of Baden's car at the time, and I did hold my breath as he made that move, but I was glad to see Guy and Baden come out of that without causing both of those cars to plough off into the gravel there.
Yeah, it wasn't too far from pit exits, and those guys could just do a fast repair and then back on track, so it didn't cost them too much. Yeah, it was a pretty good battle up until then. They were neck and neck. Baden was all over us. I don't know if we could have held him off for 40 minutes. There's still a long way to go, but I guess we'll never know, will we?
Yeah, well, it's looking a bit more comfortable out there now for Guy. I'm having a look at that gap. He's got a 23.8 second gap at the moment with 8 minutes to go. So if he keeps the car on the grey stuff, I think second's looking pretty good for you guys.
Yeah, he promised me he wouldn't bin it while I came in here, so fingers crossed we bring it home. It's been a really good race. We're really happy with that qualifying. We finally nailed a decent qualifying session, first time this season, and yeah, we've had a really clean race, so it's been really good.
Yeah, fantastic. So what's a rough like driving around Twin Motegi for 3.5 hours?
It all depends what sort of a setup you've got on it and what the weather's doing. In cool weather it's a blast because you can just fly around here. In these sort of conditions it's a bit slower and a bit more of a handful. But we did quite a lot of work during the week on setup. A few of us were in the servers and sharing ideas. So we put quite a bit of effort into this week and it really paid off. We had a great setup. And it was really smooth and easy to drive and pretty quick. So that makes it all much more enjoyable. So yeah, the car's pretty consistent for us. We're happy with it. So good fun when it's like that.
Yeah, fantastic. Adrian, is there anything you want to ask Rod while he's up here?
No, mate. Doing a great job out there. Good to see you doing so well, especially with Guy. I know you changed drivers for this season, and good to see you up there and enjoying yourself and having a good race there, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Adrian. It's good fun. I mean, everyone in our racing fun is good to run with and good to deal with. We chat quite a lot during the week, so yeah, really good bunch of guys, and obviously I'm having fun running with Guy Leach. And I'll just do a quick apology for everyone out there for my mic. I've just seen a comment pop up on YouTube. So to all you YouTube followers, I'm sorry for the mic. It's a shocker. I need to get a new one.
Yeah, no worries there, Rod. Before we let you go, did you want to give your sponsors a bit of a shout out tonight?
Yeah, as always, Onion Imports, good supporters of us. It's good to have them on board with the team. So if anybody out there is looking for some new sim gear, they import all sorts of cockpits and Fanatec gear and various bits and pieces. So jump onto the website and have a look. They're really good guys to deal with, and I'm sure they can help you out.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for popping in, Rod, and you've got 6 minutes to go there to hold on to this second position, so best of luck with that, and hopefully we'll catch up with you next week.
Yeah, thanks guys, thanks for having me, and thanks for the broadcast. It's a long one, 3.5 hours, so well done.
So folks, that was Rod Pinder. His car is currently in second with Guy Leach behind the wheel of that entry. doing a good job and giving us a bit more of an insight of how much preparation does go into these Sunday night races.
So TD Racing has been passed, so they were the last car on the lead lap, being finally passed there, Bernie. So we've only got 5 cars on the lead lap at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. And just having a look at Colin Schweck at the moment. He's in 4th. Chris Tarrant is currently in 5th. Yeah, so 5 cars on the lead lap. That's still pretty good, considering how long these guys have been running around here for.
Yeah, it certainly is. And the last car on the lead lap is a direct clutch motorsports car on the lead, last of the lead lap cars. So we got one right at the front and one just hanging on to the lead lap.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, that car, the number 18, they've made a great recovery tonight, considering where they were at the start of this race. I think they've come right through the field pretty much to get that car back up into 5th tonight.
Yeah, Benny, they've done a fantastic job. So my hat's off to those both the drivers there tonight. Done a fantastic job. I think it was Stuart Wood, I think it was, wasn't it? And Chris Tarrant. I'll just double check because I probably get hammered if I can say the wrong name there. But yeah, they've done a fantastic job tonight, and hats off to them. I think one of the best drivers we've seen tonight.
Yeah, it definitely was. I think that contact was between Adam Newton and Chris, wasn't it? On lap 2, I think it was.
Yeah, Benny, it was.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain it was Adam. But yeah, no, like I said, have an issue early on in the race, you can always bounce back. And they've done a great job to come back that far. So a top-notch effort by the boys in getting that far back up.
Yeah, definitely. And, fantastic drive by those guys. I'm going a bit brain dead here, I'm sorry folks. Do we have any questions or comments on the YouTube channel at the moment?
No, we've had a few up there that we went through, just gave us a few ideas. Troy McGuire in there, McLaren, they had to do a splash and dash to get them to the end. Someone's on about Rod with his mic, so that's quite funny. Thanks guys for that, and no, thanks for watching the broadcast, and don't forget to press that like press the like button there for Bernie, guys. It's very important if you can do that for us, and get your friends and family involved. It's definitely a great thing to watch. I know they may not like it, but force them into it. Just get them over one night and just have it up there and say, here, watch this.
Yeah, definitely, folks. If you can spread the word about our small little broadcasting channel, I'd really appreciate that. And also, if there's any viewers out there interested in learning how to commentate, drop me a message, and I'm more than happy to get you up on one of our broadcasts one night.
What? Learning how to commentate? Come on, mate.
Yeah, you got to learn, mate. You know what we were like when we started. Like, I was worse than I am now, believe it or not.
Yeah, I do remember.
I don't think I'm any better. I think I'm getting worse at it. But anyways.
Oh, the days when I had to help you through.
Oh, yeah, it was only 6 months ago, I think, wasn't it? If that.
Had to keep you calm. You were panicking.
Now, come on, we're not here to rubbish me. I just did a shout out to see if anyone wants to join in on the commentary.
Oh, I've got to get it in somehow.
Man, I missed you so much, Nobby.
I'm sure you do.
Okay, folks, with 1 minute to go, Brad Wooten now will be going. Let's see where he is on this track. He might get one more lap in at this stage. It's going to be pretty close. Yeah, he's coming. Where is he now? Coming up under the bridge off the back straight. Yeah, he might just get one lap in.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think it's a race to see if he does another lap or not. I think.
Yeah, that's right. So 23 seconds to go, folks. As Brad, where is he now?
Who are you after? Brad's coming up into the other part of the track, where I think it's the east track. I think it is, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, so he's just coming
Back straight
now, and he's got the white flag, folks. So this will be the last couple of corners here for Brad Wooten in the Twin Motegi 3.5 hour endurance race tonight. So a well-deserved win to Direct Clutch Services. I think these guys have pretty much dominated this race tonight, if I'm not wrong there. And as they come on the main straight now to take the checkered flag, so congratulations Brad Wooten and Chris Osborne.
Yeah, a good win there by those guys. Done a fantastic job, so well done to those guys, and shout out to Guy Leach, bringing the car home here with Rod, so doing a fantastic job again. They're coming up to the last few corners and done a fantastic job as well. It looks like, oh no, I've seen another triple element car there, so Guy Leach and that definitely taken out second spot there.
Yeah, the gap back to Baden Reed at the moment is 14 seconds, as we can see now. Guy Leach coming into the final chicane onto the front straight. He's just got this last corner to negotiate, which he does quite easily, and he goes across the line to take second. So congratulations to Guy Leach, Rod Pinder for the SEK Queensland entry, coming in second tonight, as we see now Baden Reed bringing the 111 Elements Motorsport entry home for third position.
And I think we got Colin Schweck. He's made it. No internet dropouts. Coming around to the last few corners now, Bernie.
Yeah, we're having a look at Colin now as he's coming through the last corner now to bring that Rossman's Rough home in fourth position.
And what a fantastic drive here by Chris, coming up on the last corner, and he's going to finish outside ways. Showing off on that last corner there, Bernie.
Yeah, that was a great drive there by Chris Tarrant. He's brought that car home in sixth, and Tim Ballinger for TD Racing has brought their car home in fifth position. So I'll take the viewers through the full results now before we get into the interviews. So Brad Wooten, Christopher Osborne, Direct Clutch Services takes tonight's win, followed by Guy Leach and Rod Pinder in second. Baden Reed for Elements Motorsport with Gary Hamilton there in third position. Colin Schweck, Timothy Schweck in fourth. Chris Tarrant, great recovery drive there, fifth tonight. Tim Ballinger behind the wheel for TD Racing, home in sixth. Brett Greedus seventh. Eighth was B Smith, ninth A Smith. Pity they didn't have it the other way around. 10th was Paul Mansell driving the McLaren. Paul Rogers home in 11th. Ewa Hane Corpy 12th. Craig Dorr 13th. Richard Brookfield 14th. Davis 15th. Funslow 16th. Dylan Shepherd 17th. Stoneman 18th. Jason Black behind the wheel of the Darrell Lee Sticks McLaren in 19th. Pat O'Hara home in 20th. Lance Hawes 21st. Hayden Burns 22nd in the only Selby entry tonight. 23rd was Colgan. Adam Newton home in 24th. And then we've got the retirements. Mark Noble home in 25th, and Zed Schaller is classified as 26th. So, guys, what did you think of tonight's race?
Pretty well much what the viewers have also called it. Pretty well a rough race here tonight. Enjoyed it. Never unentertaining the racing here, but yeah, a rough domination tonight, and we'll see how we go for the next round.
Yeah, definitely. It was a bit like a rough cup there for a bit of the time there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly was, and like I said, it's pretty good to see TD Racing bringing home the BMW, so the highest placed BMW other than the roughs, so not a bad effort from those guys.
Yeah, definitely it was a good effort, and just having a look at the results page at the moment, we've had pretty much roughs in the first 5 tonight. 2 BMWs, a McLaren, a rough, and a McLaren. So, yeah, the viewers are pretty much right there. 6 out of the top 10 were roughs tonight, and the top 5 were roughs. So, the other guys have a bit of work to do to see if they can get their cars handling. But TD Racing tonight, fantastic job. 6th in the first BMW home tonight. So, I'm expecting good things from that small team.
Yeah, Benny, I know that they put in a lot of effort. Like I said, I know Tim personally, and he's an interstate truck driver, so for them to do that just goes to show a few heads in that team are actually working well together and getting their setups set up. That's good stuff. Getting everything sorted in that team, and it's proven out on the track there tonight.
Yeah, it certainly has, and you know, that team of Brad Wooten, Christopher Osborne, I'm not sure what the other guys have to do to try to rein them in, but they're going to have to work something out, that's for sure.
You know, the scary thing though too, Bernie, is with the Direct Clutch Motorsports team, it's just not Brad and Chris now. We've got Chris Tarrant and oh geez, I've just forgotten his name. Stuart Wood. Thanks, Noel. Yeah, Stuart in there now. To come back from basically last position in lap 2 to come in and finish 5th, it was a phenomenal effort. So imagine if they didn't have that issues early on in the race. I reckon they would have been fighting for a 1-2.
Oh, definitely. You know, that pairing is going to be something the other guys are going to have to watch as we go into this season, because they're definitely got the pace as well. And it's quite ominous to think a team has 2 driver pairings that have the potential of doing a 1-2 in these rounds.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we had that last season with the ERA boys, and hats off to them, or was it the beginning of this season? Oh no, I'll get corrected at one stage or another, but we have had a 1-2, but those boys up there with Direct Clutch, they're going to be the team to beat, I think, this season. Yeah, definitely. Well,
They've got one of their entries up already leading the championship, and I'm not sure where the second car, the 018, is at the moment in the point standing, but it'll definitely be something for the viewers there to keep an eye on tonight. But having a look at our results here, I'm going to go out on a limb. Drive of the night, not driver, drive. I think I'd give that to the 018 entry with Chris Tarrant and Stuart Wood for their recovery drive tonight. What's your thoughts on drive of the night, guys?
Yeah, actually totally agree with you, mate. When I was seeing Chris behind me at the start there, I've got caught, and when I come back on, and he's up in, I think at the time, 6th or 7th, I'm going, that is a fantastic drive. So yeah, I totally agree with you, mate. Chris and Stuart done a great job.
Well, I might make it a first for us tonight, guys, and I'm going to agree with the pair of yous as well. No, it's just fantastic to see him come through. Definitely awesome drive to come back from near the back of the field and come up into the finish. So, yeah, hats off to those two guys to push that number 018 rough up into 5th place.
Yeah, fantastic. And folks, that must be the first time I think we've agreed on something for a few rounds there. But anyway, we better wrap this broadcast up. I don't know about you, Adrian, but I've pretty much done my stint of broadcasting today.
Yeah, mate, you've done an awesome job. You've covered the ANZ Skippy Championship, which I had the pleasure in racing in today. Don't know if I'll probably do another one because I'm that slow. But anyway, you've done a big effort today, and we've sat here and done another 3.5, nearly 4 hours stint as well. So no, hats off to you, Bernie. You do a fantastic job, and I hope everyone enjoys your broadcast.
Yeah, definitely. And if the viewers out there have any ideas how we can improve the broadcast, definitely let me know. And I take all feedback to try to make this as enjoyable as possible for you guys out there. But if you didn't catch the Australian-New Zealand Skippy round today, it's up on our YouTube channel, so check that out. If you like your open wheeler racing, folks, I'll be back tomorrow night for the Monday night Strength of Field Skippy race. And again, Thursday night we'll be covering the Star Mazda Australian Championship. So I guess on behalf of Adrian Jarvis, Mark Noble, I'm Bernie Weemers, and you've been watching RRTV.